Hello, cool, epic, awesome fans. You're now listening to episode 14 of the Cool, Epic, Awesome podcast. And I am Matt, your co host.
I'm your co-host Joe. It's actually crazy. We're up to 14 episodes now.
I know. And I'm trying to think how long it's been. 14, 2
We
weeks in
started what?
between.
Our first movie was what? Um,
Black Phone.
yeah, Black Phone. Was it?
When
What
did
were the
that?
other ones with it? Black Phone was April, I think. April or February.
Yeah, and that episode was just Black Phone. And now
Oh
we're
yeah,
a
we
lot of
didn't
times
even do. Yeah,
we're doing like 3 movies in one.
yeah.
But yeah, so we're recording this on New Year's Eve. Um, it'll release tomorrow, New Year's Day. There hasn't really been much going on during the holiday in terms of movie
Movie news.
news
Yeah,
or anything like that, but there's a couple award contenders that came out, like one of which we'll talk about is Babylon. We're also going to go into Glass Onion, which is the second Knives Out movie. And then I recommended Elf last week, so we'll talk
that's
about that.
Elf. Yeah.
Yeah, and just since there's not a lot of movie news, we're also going to go into um, our favorites of the year, our least favorites of the year, and then talk about some of our favorite performances, which will be
Yeah.
fun. So, yeah, I guess we'll start with Babylon. So, this
You
film
wanna?
was, yeah, I'll give a little rundown. So, it's directed by Damien Chazelle, who, if you guys don't know him, you probably do. He directed La La Land and Whiplash, which are his two feature films. I think he has another one that's a short film. It's something about a man on a park bench or something. I don't know. Let me find it.
I saw that on his letterbox.
Yeah, but anyways, he's a great director, and coming off La La Land. Oh, he also directed First Man. I'm sorry. That was his. That one I haven't seen. That's with Ryan Gosling. But all three of those films up until now, great reviews, and he was known as one of the best directors working today. But Babylon reviews came in very mixed. It's like a little. I think Rotten Tomatoes was 50% maybe, and the film didn't make a lot of money. So
What did you think about? Like, how do you think the rating is equivalent to what you think of the movie?
I
Like, do you think
think
it's fair for that it got a 50%?
I think 50% is a bit low.
I
Because I
agree.
want to look. I want to look at the letterbox review. I mean the letterbox score because
I'm
it has
pretty
a three.
sure.
It has a 3.8,
Yeah. I was gonna say I think it's pretty high.
and I think this is the type of film that people who have letterbox will like. Like this is a real like film lovers film.
Yeah,
If that makes sense. I know the term. Oh, it's a love letter to cinema gets thrown around a lot, but this really is, and especially in the end, it all kind of comes together, and you
yeah,
realize like what the movie's about. But yeah, just in case you guys didn't see it, just a little rundown. It's basically about the Roaring Twenties and Hollywood, sort of transitioning from silent films to speaking pictures, and it follows these two people that sort of make their way up in the ranks in Hollywood. One of them is played by Margot Robbie. The other one is a new performance, a new actor, Diego Calva. His name is. I
yeah,
thought he was amazing
yeah.
in
I
the movie.
agree.
Um, so he plays the other guy, and then Brad Pitt plays like some established actor already. So it goes through the story of what Hollywood was like, how a movie set is like back then, and what it takes to like move up the chain in
Yeah,
Hollywood. And I love the movie. I can't lie.
I,
But
I I enjoyed it, but it definitely goes off the rails, especially towards the end. I really like. It could have been a perfect movie in my opinion. Like there was so much going for in the beginning, especially the beginning. It started off like amazing. Like the shots in the party scene in the beginning was I remember I texted you in the middle of the movie. I was like, Jesus, dude.
yeah,
Um, but like once they, I mean, well, like once they get up to the whole, they have to pay the debt off with I don't know the who. It doesn't. They don't really say if it's a gang or it's just like a
I think it's people who own a casino or something
yeah,
because it's turns out Margot's character gets in some gambling debts,
Yeah.
and yeah, that part is way off the rails. And the movie's over 3 hours long. Also,
Yeah.
I had a 3:10 showing, and I walked out at 6:30. It was pretty
Yeah.
wild.
It was long. I mean, it didn't drag at all, though, in my opinion.
Yeah, I don't really think it dragged. Well, I mean, it kind of. I don't know. I'm trying to think.
Like, I was never bored at one point where I was like, all right, come
Yeah,
on. Like, I
yeah,
mean,
because there's
some
just
parts were a little like, for example, the whole the gambling thing. That was a little like I was kind of just like, what the fuck is going on? Like, it was very confusing. And but like, I wasn't bored, so to say.
yeah. I think that part was kind of they had all these storylines and all these characters, and they're like, okay, how do we wrap this up? What do we
Yeah.
do with this? And spoilers, what ends up happening to each character? It's like Brad Pitt's character kills himself because he ends up getting outcast in Hollywood. People don't take him serious once it moves to sound pictures because they think his voice is too like feminine, like I guess, or how he remember how he delivers that line where he's like,
Yeah.
I love you," whatever. Like people are laughing at him, and he's kind of not the big name that he used to be, so he ends up committing suicide.
So, yeah.
And
Did you have any idea he was gonna do that?
no,
I
what
as soon as like he said like, yeah, my time is up. I was like, I was with my friend. I was like, yo, he's gonna kill himself. I don't know
I
why. I had a feeling.
I mean, when he walked into the bathroom, then I knew. Or like when he walked into
Yeah,
the hotel, I was like, okay.
yeah,
I know because he gave that huge tip to that bus.
yeah. That
That
was like the confirmation. I was like, oh yeah, he's definitely killing himself.
um yeah. So they're just like, all right, what do we do with this character? Okay, we'll make him commit suicide, whatever.
Yeah,
That kind of makes sense. That was fine. Then they're like, how do we wrap up this story with Margot and what is Diego Calva's character's name? Manny.
yeah.
They're like, what do we do? All right, so Margot's character is Nelly and he's Manny. So the thing about Manny is like from the second he met Nelly, he fell in love with her instantly. But she was just way too wild to ever sort of hold down. So at
Settle
the
down.
end, he basically says, "We have let's run away. Let's go to Mexico together." And she's like, "Yeah, I'll do it. I'll do it." And this is after I gotta explain this whole like gambling debt thing.
Yeah, it's like it's very to get to the point what we're talking about. Like you have to basically just explain the whole plot because like so much goes on during this movie.
Yeah, basically Nelly gets into gambling trouble. Manny's like, "Okay, I'll bail you out." He needs to somehow get what is it like 50,000 or
It's like
$30,000.
$85,000, I think.
He has to get $85,000 to some I don't know. I don't know. It's Toby Maguire's
They
character.
don't really say. I'm assuming well, wasn't gambling illegal at that time?
Mhm. I would assume it
So
probably
so it was
was.
probably like somebody that owned like a some like gambling ring.
Yeah, so hold on, I'm trying to see if I could find Toby Maguire's character. He's not even on the Letterboxd. It's really weird.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know why. But anyways, so Manny's like, "All right, I'll bail you out." So he asked one of his guys who he gets drugs from if he could get 85,000. And it's one of the guys that works on the movie sets with him.
Mhm.
So he's kind of like, "Yeah, I could get it for you, whatever." So he shows up, they go to do the deal, and then it turns out that the money that they brought with them, the drug dealer took prop money from the movie sets, so it wasn't real. And then at first it's fine, but Tobey Maguire's like, "Oh, you got to come see this thing." So they drive out to some weird like satanic
Yeah,
cult. I don't
it's
really
very yeah.
I don't think that was necessary for the movie at all, that part. But anyways, whatever. I think that was just trying to show like how there's a lot of satanic stuff in Hollywood and like the Illuminati, whatever. And I don't know. I think that's what that was going for. But
I
anyway,
I
so
didn't
yeah,
go I didn't get like, I don't know. I thought it was very stupid. That's where the movie lost me a little bit.
yeah. But yeah, so when they go there, then Tobey Maguire's character realizes like, okay, this is fake money.
Yeah.
And then Manny just murders someone straight like
Yeah, that's
straight up.
I wanted to bring that up too because he like that just doesn't get addressed ever again. Like he just straight up murders the bodyguard and then like doesn't even I don't know. He's supposed to be like a good I don't know. He comes off as like a really good person. Like I feel like him just murdering someone like and he just doesn't mention it again. I don't know. It didn't make sense to me.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it was just he had no choice because he was about to die.
Yeah.
But so yeah, he kills this guy. They escape this thing, whatever, and then he goes to Nelly. He's like, okay, like please run away. We'll get married. She's like, yeah, I'll do it. So he's like, all right, I just got to stop by my apartment, grab some stuff, whatever. So they go to his apartment. Nelly waits in the car outside. He runs in, and Nelly, instead of waiting in the car, just dips and like disappears into the night. And then the gambling people come in, murder everyone, but Manny like begs for his life, and the dude is like, okay, just run away,
Yeah.
like get out of here. Manny ends up going to Mexico, having a wife and kids, and it's you find out in a newspaper clipping it says like Nellie Leroy dead from apparent overdose or something. So like you don't even see her character die; she just kind of dies off
Disappears. Yeah.
screen. I think it kind of is like the too good to be true, like manic pixie dream girl kind of thing with her character a little bit. That's
Yeah.
why they kind of just made her disappear into the night because it was never like her and Manny getting married was never a real
Yeah.
possibility.
Oh no.
So
In the beginning, I was like, oh, as like I thought maybe they'd get together, but like the more you see that she's just like a lunatic, like the more you realize like they're never gonna be together.
yeah, I kind of like how they ended his story because from the beginning to the end, it all stems from his love of film, and I think
Yeah.
that that last scene where if you have epilepsy, you probably would have instantly had a
Yeah.
seizure from that.
That wasn't like I understand what they were going for in that scene, but like they really need like what was the point of them having like the flashing squares? Like there's points like so that there's this end scene where basically Manny goes he's in LA and like he visits the studio that he used to work for and he decides to go see a movie. And he goes to the movie and he's having like this almost like psychedelic type of just like wow, I don't what's the term? I don't even know the term for it.
It kind of looks like he's having an acid trip.
Yeah, like and it's just supposed to be about like the progress of cinema because like it starts off with like the old pictures and then like they show clips from like I think it was like Jurassic Park, like they had Avatar in it. What else? It was like a bunch just like really famous
Yeah,
movies.
I think The
But like
Godfather.
yeah, but
Yeah,
like
it was going through history and showing like yeah, just the progression of
yeah,
cinema.
but
And
like
just
during the well, you continue.
I guess it was just to show like how much he was affected by cinema because he is looking at the screen and just starts crying, starts like bawling,
Yeah.
crying. And it's a great I feel like that was a great ending for his character and I actually love that scene even though it's so insane. Did you think that was too much or no?
Like, if they didn't have this, like, colored squares, like, flashing, then yeah, but, like, I was just like, "What the fuck?" Like, I feel like people in the theater were like, "What is going on?" Like, people like,
Yeah.
I understood what they were going for, and I liked it, but what is the purpose of including that in it?
I mean, I just
Like
think it's really ambitious.
no, not, like, the actual, like, trip. I'm talking about them just adding in, like, the little colored squares. Like, what's the
I don't
I don't know,
know.
that's what I'm saying.
I think it was just trying to emulate a an a trip, a psychedelic trip or something, because
Yeah,
that's how cinema felt to Manny. It was like a drug to him
yeah,
in a way.
that's
But
fair.
yeah, so I think the three leads were amazing, especially I mentioned Diego Calva. But Brad Pitt was great also, and Margot was great.
Yeah.
Also, I forgot um what's her face? That Asian woman. She was really good too. And I think she's pretty new.
Oh, um,
I forgot what her name was. It was like Lady something, right? Let me
I
see.
forgot it. It's bothering me now.
Dude, the letterbox. Oh, Lady Feizu.
Feizu?
That's it. Yeah, apparently. The letterbox, the actors that it has on here is like so weird. Like the people that were in the movie a lot are not at the top.
Yeah. I forgot Olivia Wilde was in it.
Yeah, she plays Brad Pitt's wife. That was
Yeah.
a cool cameo.
Yeah.
I actually really like Olivia Wilde despite the
All
madness that went
yeah, going
down.
on.
Um, yeah, I forgot. I completely this movie has so much going on in it. I completely forgot about the subplot with the trumpeter guy, the jazz artist.
Yeah. I liked him his, like, rise to fame.
Yeah, I like that too. But the only thing is, it was kind of just sudden because there was this whole thing about how he was in this jazz band and his partner kept saying that he was playing flat and he was playing flat. And then all of a sudden, he made it and like his partner didn't, and it never really explains how it happened.
I guess just they show that part of it's kinda luck
Yeah.
that you end where you end up, you know?
Yeah, and they showed since it was like the 20s, 30s, there was obviously racism.
Yeah.
So there was a scene where because he was well, first he was playing trumpet in the background, but then Manny has this idea that's like, okay, what if we recorded the trumpeteers playing instead of having them play in the background while something else is happening? So then this character actually is on screen. And in one of the he becomes really popular. In one of the films that he does, he's front and center and he has this group of other jazz musicians around him. And because the light was shining directly on him, his skin looked lighter than the other people. So they were like, "Oh, people are going to think this is a mixed colored band and they're not going to like that. So we have to put like charcoal on your face to
Yeah,
make you look darker." Um, and you could see like he really, really did not want to do it, but he basically had no choice.
yeah.
And that's kind of how it was back then.
Like
And
back then, yeah.
you see it also in that. Remember that party that they go to?
Yeah, everyone's acting, like, very weird. Not, like I don't know the term, but they were just, like, making you feel, like, super uncomfortable.
Yeah, and there was all this fake like. I thought it was funny how it would zoom in on like the old guy just grabbing like the actress's ass,
Yeah, yeah.
and it was mad funny. The movie was actually really funny too.
Yeah, yeah.
Like I'll talk about my favorite scene. The the whole, getting that one take for the
Oh,
sound
yeah, that was
picture,
hilarious,
that
dude.
was hysterical, and
Oh my
the
god. I
that
forgot
oth
about that.
that actor, what's his name? What is he in? He's from The Boys. He plays, like,
Yeah,
the director from The
he's,
Boys.
the isn't that that's actually kinda funny that he plays the director in The Boys.
He was screaming and, like, having a
He was
fit.
great in that scene.
Yeah, and they finally, like it
He
takes them,
got the
like,
shot.
20 tries, and the guy who's recording, they have him in a box so that the camera doesn't make noise, like, you can't hear it.
Yeah,
He's like, "I'm gonna have a heart attack, it's so hot in here." And the guy's like, "Shut the fuck up," like, locks him in there. Then they finally get the scene, and,
the guy died.
they open the door, guy falls out, and then he's just like, "Yeah, he's dead. He has no pulse."
I knew that was I hadn't as soon as he, like, tried to get out the second time, I'm like, "Watch, he's gonna end up dying." There was a lot of stuff that, like I don't know if it was just I got, like, lucky, but, like, there was a lot of shit that I saw coming before it actually happened. And
Yeah.
I don't think they, like, blatantly gave it away, it's just
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you could just pick up on stuff.
yeah,
Um, but there talking about the humor, there was a lot of, like, jump cuts with the editing that made scenes really funny. Like,
yeah,
it would go from complete madness and then instantly just cut to something,
yeah,
like, silent, and that helped with the comedy. I feel
yeah,
like that's something that's kinda underutilized in comedy is telling a joke with the use of editing. Like,
yeah,
cutting from chaos to
to
silence is kind of
silence.
like
And I
like a
feel like
good.
that's, like it's, like, not overplayed, and it's, like, a good trope in a comedy movie.
Yeah. I also want to talk about how they showed how actors sort of fully transform themselves when they're doing parts. Like, do you remember with Brad Pitt? He gets like blackout drunk, and they need him to perform this one scene on the hill. This is
Yeah,
towards the beginning of the movie, and he's like stumbling, and then as soon as the camera starts rolling, he's perfectly fine. Is able to do
yeah,
his scene, and that scene was really good too. It was so satisfying with, like, the sunset, and they were
yeah.
able to get the explosion to go off at the right time.
That was sick, that whole like, him getting the camera too, like right before sundown. I thought that was really cool too.
Yeah. And I think those were the best parts of the movie when Manny was up and coming and just running around doing whatever he could. When he
Yeah,
actually becomes successful, it gets a little less interesting in my opinion.
yeah,
And same with
yeah. I liked
Nelly.
him. I liked like when he was like kind of struggling because he's just at the end of the day he becomes like a sellout because he started like I think the perfect example is that at the scene with the what's his name, the guy who plays the trumpet.
Yeah, when he makes him do the
Yeah,
blackface.
because they both were like discriminated against, like being in the bottom of the like entertainment industry, and they both rise up, and now like I don't know, I feel like he becomes kind of like a sellout. Like he kind of gaslights him into he's like, oh, like all these people aren't gonna get paid if you don't put this on. Like he kind of makes him like guilt trips him into doing it.
Yeah. Yeah, he mentioned something about, oh, these people won't be able to feed their
And
kids and stuff.
yeah, like he just makes him feel guilty.
Yeah, I liked his character better at the beginning. Honestly,
Yeah,
that f- that first one of my favorite parts of that movie, and honestly, like one of my favorite, like I guess scenes of the year was when it goes from the first 30 minutes of that party, and then the Babylon title comes on screen. I was like, holy shit,
yeah.
this movie's gonna be sick. But that
I
first
want
30 minutes was actually insane.
yeah.
Because when I was saying before, this is more of a film for a movie lover compared to a casual person or a casual
I still
moviegoer,
like
I guess.
I still feel like if you're a casual moviegoer, you could still appreciate it.
Yeah, but I pointed out to you when I came back, I was like, pay attention to the music and pay attention to the camera movements because it's not something you usually think of. And
Yeah. No, I
in
mean,
that first 30 minutes, the camera movements are insane. The
yeah.
way they like went around the room and they go into like just think about how they had to film that. They had this camera probably on a dolly just moving around and when it got to a certain part of the room, people would have to wait and like do whatever they were supposed to do in the scene when the camera got there and like all
Yeah.
these different moving pieces. There was no cuts. It was just one continuous take.
Yeah.
And that stuff is so impressive to me. And that's why I love directors like also Yorgos Lanthimos does stuff like that and
Mhm.
Inarritu, like we said with Birdman with the takes like that.
Yeah.
Because when you start to see that stuff, it just makes you appreciate films even
Oh,
more than
yeah.
you already do. You know?
Like I I think you can still appreciate even without if I just went in as like a casual moviegoer, I still like you still appreciate because the plot is good. I mean, up until the end, it gets a little shaky, but like, and even regardless of the camera work, like it is a really cool scene, like them at the party. But like for someone like me and you, like the camera work is what stuck out to me most. But
Yeah.
like even if you're not like huge into movies, like you can still definitely appreciate that opening scene.
hmm Yeah, and also I hope this wins best score at the Oscars because
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
I
Yeah,
like jazz music a lot. Like
yeah.
I don't listen to it like on my free time,
No,
but I
I know
like
what you mean. Yeah,
and just the way that they incorporated the music, they had sort of this I guess like jingle or not. There was like this couple of notes that they would play like throughout the movie that I really liked. Do you know what I'm talking about or no? It was kind of like a theme.
what did you say? I'm sorry.
They they had like a theme that they played throughout the movie.
Oh yeah, yeah. Like
I
at
really
certain
like that. Yeah,
like like in a lot of the scenes with Manny and what the hell's her name?
Nelly.
Nelly, they would play it a lot. Like they'd slow it down.
Yeah,
Yeah. I like that how they like slowed down that like that original score, like they would play it in different like either speed it up or slow it down depending on like what's going on in the scene.
yeah. And this is something that people had an issue with. I'm curious what you thought about it. Like how grotesque some of the stuff was for seemingly no reason.
Yeah.
Like the part with the elephant just shitting on the
Shitting
guy
on it, yeah.
and like the camera angle is like right.
In his asshole. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
I was
there's
like
like
I remember I saw it, I was like, what the fuck is up? I was like, what?
and then like 5 minutes later, there's the fat guy's getting like pissed on by some girl.
Oh yeah.
I think it's just supposed to show like how raunchy and like crazy the
Crazy,
20s
yeah.
were.
Yeah.
But I didn't mind it, honestly.
Nah, I didn't like but I
There's a
can
lot
understand if you're a casual moviegoer, like to kind of be like weirded out, like what
Yeah.
the fuck is this? You know?
Yeah. There was low key when I went, there was like a grandma in my screening and she
Yeah.
left.
No, really?
Yeah, I guess she thought it was gonna be, some movie about
Hollywood, yeah.
Hollywood and it wouldn't be anything crazy and there was a lot of like sex and drugs and
Yeah. I mean, that's what
nudity
Hollywood
and
was. I mean, it still is that,
yeah,
you know?
but I don't think as severe nowadays.
No, I
Like
mean,
like a party like that. They had like the midget come in on the pogo stick that was like
you'd be
shaped like a
surprised,
dick.
dude.
I mean, who knows, bro? They got it. Once I make it to Hollywood,
Yeah.
I'll
Might
update
be
you.
getting a directorial debut.
Yeah. Um,
But
you
I
want
know
to
you
talk?
said your
Go
what?
ahead. No, go ahead. Sorry.
I was gonna say, I know you said your favorite scene was that them trying to get that cut,
Did
but
you have
mine
one?
was probably yeah, it was that had to be the opening scene. Like I just it was like I was in awe, dude. I was like, oh my god, this is gonna be fucking insane. This movie. It was
Yeah,
like just everything about it.
it
That's like
really
my
just
favorite scene of the
pulls
whole
you in.
year.
Yeah, it's like I
Yeah,
said, it's up there. I just feel like
yeah.
that moment where the titles card comes on, just like it made me. I don't know.
It
I
like
was like,
really grabs your attention. Like
yeah,
you're like, you know, like this is gonna be good.
yeah. After that first 30 minutes, I was like, dude, this is gonna be a 5 star.
Yeah, that's
But
how I felt too. But then it
I ended
like
up like, yeah, everything. It was a little bit too long, I think.
yeah, it had some issues, you know.
Yeah. Did you have a favorite actor? I mean,
Man, I liked Manny's character the best.
favorite character. Yeah,
Just
so
just
did
to
I.
see his character progress from being like a nothing and like rising up in the industry.
Yeah, I agree. I loved Manny the most out of all of
Yeah,
them, and the
like you were rooting
performance.
for him the whole movie.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because everyone likes to root for the underdog.
yeah. No, of course.
The performance was great though by the actor. I hope he.
Yeah, I hope he gets more work.
I'm sure he will.
Yeah,
Even
yeah,
though this was like a critical and commercial failure, his performance was really good. So we'll see
yeah.
how this does. I feel like the fact that it made no money and the fact that it got low scores is gonna hurt its Oscar chances a bit, but we'll see.
I don't think so. But what makes me nervous is the that a lot of these like big original Hollywood movies aren't really performing well at the box office.
Yeah,
As
there was another one. I forgot what it was.
um
Well, I mean Amsterdam, which had a
Amsterdam.
lot of
Well,
the
that
same.
was a little different. There was
Yeah,
that already had like there was already controversy before the movie came out, so that like is a little understandable.
yeah.
It
Also
it's
stuff
still
like
disappointed, but
stuff like The Northman. That was another
yeah.
that
But I think you
made
said the Northman original did it end up making a profit, right?
yeah because of rental and DVD
Rental, yeah.
sales
'Cause
and
that
stuff.
movie is phenomenal.
Yeah, that's one that I feel like that would make money through rental and DVD because a lot of people will just be like, "Oh, it's an action movie about Vikings."
Yeah.
Babylon, though, I think will struggle because it's like a 3 hour
Yeah.
period piece.
It was yeah, the people that will go to see the demographic that they're trying to get people to see that movie are people that go to the movies. Like, it's not gonna be people that, like, rent stuff from home.
Yeah. Yeah. So, do you want to do ratings for it?
Yeah. I gave it a 4 star, 8 out of 10, and it really was gonna be like, the first 30 minutes, like, "This gonna be a 5 star." But, like, it does get a little long, and especially that whole gambling subplot thing was, like, very weird and, like, kinda threw me off at the end. What about you?
Yeah. So I gave it 4.5 stars. It was one of my favorite movies of the year.
Yeah.
It did disappoint, obviously, at the end a little bit. I just think it was a little bit too long,
Mhm.
but just how well made it is from the score down to the
Yeah, yeah.
costume design, and I just felt so engrossed into this world.
No, yeah, absolutely.
And I hope Damien Chazelle doesn't like lose opportunities because of this not doing well. Because I
I
love
don't I
the
mean,
movies he makes. So
he still has
yeah,
La La Land on his resume.
yeah. But this was kind of like the studio gave him 85 mil to make this because they trusted him with
Yeah.
like how La La Land did.
Did he write it?
Yeah, he's a writer director. He usually writes what he directs.
Oh, okay.
So
Well, yeah,
yeah, yeah. I
that
guess
one.
check it out if you have 3 hours and 15 minutes to spare. But also, I would definitely recommend if you want to see this, go see it in a theater because I don't think it would hit the same
Absolutely, yeah.
on a screen.
Or just watching on the biggest TV screen you have.
Yeah. Um. All right, so let's talk about this one we've been waiting for a while, which is Glass Onion, the second Knives Out film.
Yes.
You want to run the synopsis for this?
Sure. So in this the second Glass Onion, well, Knives Out, is none of the original characters are in it. No one's even mentioned either. It's a completely different like scenario, different cast. Besides Beyond Blanc, what's his name? Beyond Blanc, right?
Benoit Blanc or
Benoit
something.
Blanc.
Yeah.
Um, so basically, he Benoit Blanc gets a box in the mail from like this like big like tech billionaire about he got invited to like a some type of retreat, but like he never met this guy. So like he shows up and it's like this whole like cast of people and they go to this private island in Greece and and he's like, "Oh, well, I'm gonna do like a murder mystery." And then it turns out that like he meets this billionaire and he's like, "What are you doing here?" He's like, "What do you mean? Like you invited me?" He's like, "I didn't invite you." So like it's someone ended up inviting him. But then like I I, I don't want to explain like because if how do I even explain like the whole like because a lot of twists in the movie.
Yeah, not going into twists. It's just basically a briefer summary is there's a retreat on an island by a rich tech mogul guy who's like an Elon Musk type, and a bunch of rich people are there, and there's a murder, and Benoit has to be a detective and figure it out. But the thing is, it's layered, like that's why it's called glass onion because it has layers, like an onion, like Shrek said.
Exactly like Shrek said.
Yeah, so the title makes sense, not only because there's a physical glass onion, but because the story itself is
Yeah,
layered. And to get into some spoilers, I guess, if you haven't seen it yet, then just skip ahead.
yeah.
But
Well, you'll put the time stitch in.
yeah, but we end up finding out that there was a murder that took place before anyone even got to the island,
Yeah.
and Benoit knew, but he was playing dumb. So what happened was this tech mogul guy who's played by what's his face? Edward Norton.
It was great,
He's
by the way.
Yeah, he was amazing in this. It was one of my favorite performances by him. But anyways, the way that he got big and how he knows all these people is they sort of started like this idea for this business at a bar, whatever. And one of his partner is some girl, and he basically took all the credit from her and sort of threatened to like cancel her if she ever came out and said that it was her idea for the company, right?
Yeah.
And what happens is he ends up killing her before they even go to the island. But she has a twin sister. So the twin sister goes to the island and pretends to be her. So no one knows that she's actually dead besides Edward Norton's character.
Yeah. But then
It's
you
really
find out. Um,
No, I was just gonna say it's really confusing. It's
yeah.
hard, kind of hard to explain, but
But
we
then you find out that like the news breaks that the girl that he killed actually died, and then one of I forgot the actor's name, but the guy Duke,
Dave
um,
Batista.
Dave Bautista's character sees the update of the news and like and this happens like before you know that this girl was like murdered. So like he just goes up to Edward Norton's character and it's like, "Oh, like look at my views," and he shows him a phone. And then he's like, "What does he say?" It's like this. Oh, he wants to get on like his news network, and he's like, "Oh, this means that I can go on." What did he say? It was like something about him going on Alpha.
Yeah, he basically wants
He basically
Edward
like
Norton's
yeah,
character to like promote his YouTube channel or something.
in exchange for him not like ratting out that the girl's actually dead.
Yeah.
But when they showed that scene, I knew something was up because like his girlfriend went to go look at it and he took it away like really fast. I was like, that's gonna end up being like something
Yeah. Um, and Dave Bautista's character dies from what we think is him being poisoned,
poisoned. Yeah,
but we find out that actually Edward Norton just put pineapple in his drink, which he's allergic to. So he dies. That's
yeah.
like that's the first murder that we see in the movie. So as the audience, we're thinking like, oh, we're gonna figure out who murdered Batista's
So,
character. But
yeah,
there's this whole other side plot and this other murder that happened before. So it's kind of, is it genius writing or is it too much?
I
Does it
liked it.
work?
I think it
I,
worked.
I think it was just too out there. It wasn't as believable as the first film, and I don't think it's even close to as good as the first film. I saw a lot of people
I
saying that
still,
it's
I still
better,
think
but
it's as good. I still think it's not, the first film was better. But I liked how it was like it wasn't just a straight up like murder mystery. Like it was a lot deeper. Like you said, like the whole glass onion analogy. Like it was a lot deeper than it appeared to be. Like there's more layers to the murders and stuff, as opposed to like they know why like they murdered that. They all were going after his money. Like there was a clear motive. You know what I mean?
yeah, and I understand like what the film was trying to do. Like the first movie made both movies are making fun of rich people. The first
Yeah,
movie is making fun of old money, which is like, these people that have money
it
from
just have like their whole
businesses
lives. Yeah,
yeah. And this movie's making fun of new money, which is like these tech moguls and like
yeah,
people who invest in like NFTs and whatever crypto.
yeah.
But I feel like it just didn't work. And a lot of times they were just stepping on their own toes with some of the jokes that they were making, and I don't know. I
I
think
mean,
it was just like a bit too on the nose with the jokes.
I liked some. I don't know. I liked. I always say his name wrong. Beyond, right? You said
And Benoit,
Benoit. I'm sorry,
that's okay.
Benoit Blanc. I like how he like his like reaction to everything and like the way like I don't, there's this scene where like uh I forgot something gets revealed and he's like it's so stupid and then like that the girl that I forgot her name. There's so many characters in this movie. Like she's
Yeah,
like
you're talking
the
about the girl Whiskey.
no not her. Um
Oh, Kate Hudson's character.
yeah. She's like it's so stupid but brilliant and he's just like no it's like screams like no I don't know why I thought that was mad funny. I was actually crying when that scene happened.
Yeah, it was like she's like, "It's so dumb that it's smart." And he's like, "No,
Yeah.
it's just dumb."
Yeah.
That's kinda how I felt about the movie though, honestly.
Right. I
Like
mean like
like the
it
whole
maybe that
reveal
was what he was going for.
that's what I mean when I say they're stepping on their toes. Like they're making fun of something, but they're doing it themselves a little bit. Like the idea of just having a twin sister that like no one realizes.
But like it's supposed to be a murder like I don't know. You
I
got
mean,
like
I give it a pass because it's trying to be a little goofy, but I feel like the first film was just so serious, and it's kind of just this switch
but
up.
I like that it see personally I like that they change it like it's a different formula than the first one. He even said like they interviewed him and he said he didn't want to include because the title of the movie is Glass Onion: A Knives Out Mystery. And he said he didn't want to include Knives Out in the title, but
Title,
Netflix
yeah,
made him because like obviously they want to promote it like that it's a sequel to Knives Out. But he said like it's on its own, like it's not really a sequel because it really isn't. Like you could tell people this took place before Knives Out and people would believe you.
yeah. Also, I forgot to mention it also takes place during COVID,
COVID, yes,
which
which
is I was starting to wonder like when are movies gonna address the pandemic? Really, this is like the first movie I've seen that addressed the fact that people are wearing masks and there's a pandemic and all
yeah.
this. Which I think
I
that
mean, eventually it's gonna. Like in our lifetime, there's gonna be a fucking movie made about the pandemic.
yeah, I liked the jokes that they made with the pandemic. Like Kate Hudson's
Yeah.
character shows
Oh yeah,
up and
when
she's wearing the mask, but it's like completely like see
see
through
through,
and
yeah.
not. It's just for show. It's
I
not like
like
protecting
the
anything.
opening scene with Catherine Hahn's character when she opens the door, she's like, "Oh fuck," and then like doesn't have the mask and she like pulls up her shirt. It's like so I don't know, I thought that was funny.
Yeah, yeah, because it's just
It's
stuff that,
relatable, yeah. Like
and
when
we
you
all know someone who's like um who wears like a mask like below their nose and all that stuff,
Yeah, they're just not. Yeah,
So it's
yeah,
just funny to see.
yeah.
Um,
I also really liked the wardrobe of all the characters compared to the. I feel like the first one was very like dull and like very, I don't know, not very expressive, and which is like I know that's what they were going for, 'cause it's like the older style. And I like how everything, all the colors are very like vibrant. Like Beyond Blanc's character, like the that I actually love that it's like the white and blue striped shirt with this like scarf. I think that like the look is like sick.
yeah, that bathing suit thing that he's
Yeah,
wearing. Yeah, no, that the wardrobes are good.
yeah.
Another thing I wanted to mention though, what was the whole plot with the Mona Lisa? Like that is just like that's so
What?
unnecessary to me. I feel like the Mona Lisa being there just serves really no purpose.
I guess it's just like, well, I mean, he always talks about, he said he wanted to like make it, he wants to be brought up with things like the Mona Lisa. I guess I don't know.
And then yeah, I get how it's like a
Like
big
I didn't mind it. Like I didn't think it was like distractingly bad. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, like it still is a good movie. Like it's a
Yeah.
well-made
No.
film
Yeah.
that there's good. The cast is good. I think the cast from the first blows this cast out of the water, though. Honestly,
I feel like the I don't know. Like yes and no. I
just think
feel like the
about
characters are more
think.
complex in the like Whiskey's character and the Catherine Hahn, right? Isn't he? No,
Yeah, yeah. Wait, who?
not the politician. The one that like she makes the sweatpants.
Kate Hudson.
Yeah, like her. Both of those characters are like they're just supposed to be like idiots. Like they have no like depth to them whatsoever.
Yeah, I thought it was funny though that they revealed that Edward Norton's character, his name is Miles. I kept forgetting it, but
Miles, yeah,
Miles, like he actually was an idiot, even though he was rich, and
yeah,
he stole the idea for the company from the girl he murdered. So he was actually just dumb the whole time.
yeah.
That was funny, I thought. And yeah, to talk about my favorite character though, I guess it is Miles. I thought he was her. That might be my favorite Edward Norton performance, which is kind of crazy to say,
Really?
considering what
Even
he's been
even
in.
better than Birdman.
Mm. Yeah, I would say so because I feel like he had more of a prominent role in this. He was really good in Birdman too, but he's just a great actor.
Yeah,
It was something different for him too. I feel like playing kind of like a bimbo guy.
yeah. For me, I my favorite character, honestly, I really liked Catherine Hahn's character
Yeah, she was
as
good.
like this.
I love
Yeah,
Catherine Hahn.
I mean, I've only really seen her in WandaVision. I mean, I know, and she was good in Into the Spider Verse, but like that was only a voice acting role.
Yeah, I
But I
mean,
kind of want to watch. I feel like she's starting to take more like serious projects as opposed to more like rom coms and stuff like that.
yeah, I've mostly seen her in like rom-coms and just
Yeah,
comedies and stuff. But I really like her.
yeah.
She was probably who I was most excited to see in this movie out of all the cast. You
I
know who
was well,
I thought Jessica Henwick was super underutilized. She like barely does anything, and
I thought Madeline Klein was super underutilized.
I feel like Jessica Henwick is the most. She had the most opportunity for them to do something with her character because she's the one that's not
She's like the
rich.
outsider. Yeah,
But they really, I can't even remember anything she did in the movie. Like,
she's just like what's her name's assistant.
yeah,
That's it.
she was just there.
I forgot she was in it until like I actually went to the movie and I was like, oh shit. I kind of wish they make her the Iron Fist in the MCU. I mean, they never will, but
Yeah, I don't
I'd
think
love
they would
that.
do
Nah,
the female Iron Fist. It's possible, but
I mean,
yeah,
they've done it in the comics. It's not like a
yeah. But no, but anyways, I just feel like overall this movie is. I had such high expectations coming off the first, and the fact that it got such great reviews and people were like, "Oh, this is better than the first." It was just, I feel like coming in with those expectations kind of killed it for me.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm
I mean,
trying to
it's
think.
you still enjoyed it though. It's not
I
like
still did enjoy it. Yeah, they did have a couple good jokes. I thought the Renner hot sauce was funny, and how they used it.
yeah.
Um, if I had to pick a favorite scene though, I'm trying to think. It's kind of hard for me for
I
this.
know mine.
You want to say yours? I gotta think for a
Yeah,
sec.
it's when the Cassandra Brand's like twin sister gets killed, and like it's like uh it's like he's standing next to the body, and then like he looks at like all the people come, and like they're all standing above. I don't know why. I thought it was just like a really cool shot.
Yeah. No, that one definitely stuck out to me as well. But I don't know. I guess my favorite scene was probably when
They break the
wh-
glass.
nah, nah. I think when Benoit like completely deconstructs the murder mystery
Oh,
party and
with
like
it like
in
5
one
seconds. Yeah.
yeah, like he's like he just explains how he knew that it was gonna be this person with the arrow and just like completely shits on his
Just-
um
yeah. He's
yeah,
I like he
it
calls it
shows
like a
how
crossword puzzle.
yeah. No, that like the line deliveries from Daniel Craig as Blanc are really good. Some of them are really funny. Like I
Yeah.
liked when he was like, "Yeah, I got this box in the mail with these children's puzzles in them." And like
Yeah.
meanwhile the other characters were like struggling to get it open the
Yeah.
whole time.
Yeah.
Stuff
I
like that was
also
really funny.
I also really like the scene in the beginning where like they're all like on the phone like trying to figure out the puzzle together, and then Cassandra Brand's twin sister just uses a hammer to just open the thing.
Yeah, yeah, she smashes it open.
Yeah. And I kind of feel like it was like I don't I like maybe I was like overthinking the scene, but like I mean they both ended up at the same place at the end,
Yeah.
like regardless of the method they used.
Yeah, because she just had to get the invitation that was
Yeah.
inside.
Yeah.
Um,
But yeah. What
yeah,
did you
overall, were you gonna ask my rating?
the rating? Yeah.
So I gave it, like I said, I don't hate it or anything. I still think it's a good movie. Just I gave it a 3.5 star, so 7 out of 10. Like
Yeah.
the first Knives Out to me is a 9 out of 10 movie. This is a 7. It's just a downgrade. I don't. The cast is worse. The story is worse, in my opinion,
Mhm.
and it just wasn't as funny to me as the first either.
Yeah.
So yeah, what
That's
what what
fair.
about you?
I give it 4 stars, so 8 out of 10. Like it's not as good as the first, but I still really enjoyed it. Like I wouldn't put it up there. Like it's probably a little bit worse than the first, in my opinion. But I'm really interested to see what they do. I hope with the third one they do like same thing where it's like new cast, new like brand new everything.
Yeah, I'm sure they will. I
Yeah,
just wonder how they can elevate the twists even more than they already have. You know?
I saw stuff like I remember like when like a plot like a supposed plot leak came out, and it was gonna be like uh Blancs has like a twin brother that got arrested. He got like framed for murder, and like it was gonna be like about him trying to like prove his brother's innocence or something.
I mean, I,
But
I just saw that
that
it
was
came out that he just started writing it like the
yeah, I
other
saw that
day.
too actually.
So
Yeah,
I doubt that that's real. But that something like that could be interesting.
yeah.
But another twin.
Because I feel like that fits the whole theme. Like you know how there's like certain stuff in like superhero movies where like you give it a pass. It's like oh, it's a superhero movie.
Yeah.
Like I feel like having like a mysterious like twin. I feel like that's something that fits in with like a murder mystery.
Yeah. No,
So
you're right.
I
You're right.
give it a pass. You know what I mean?
I guess I was taking the movie a little more serious than I should have, you know.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, like the twin, it wasn't that big of a
No,
deal.
like it
Like
didn't ruin the
that's not
movie.
that's not
Yeah.
my number one problem with the movie, you know.
Yeah.
So
No, I get it.
yeah. All right. That basically wraps up the
Yeah.
Glass Onion talk. Also, I guess one more thing about it, before we wrap it up was the fact that do you think it was a huge missed opportunity that this didn't go to theaters?
Yeah.
It probably would have made a lot of money, right?
I
You
think
think?
bro, it made like it was only showing in like 450 theaters, and like it made more money. I think it was like the number one box office that weekend.
Yeah,
Like they were
it's
like sold. I was watching something that like sold out most of the theaters they did. Like apparently the AMC and all those people were like begging Netflix to like have it released longer in theaters.
yeah, and I think that is something that Netflix is going to look into doing in the future.
Yeah,
This
I
this
think
was
so
like a
too.
test run, I think,
Yeah.
because they could still be a movie studio and still release stuff in
Oh yeah,
theaters.
yeah. And then it goes straight to streaming right
Yeah,
after. So I think I know Amazon. I was reading recently. Like they're spending like a
Wait, Joe, did you move away from your mic? It's getting all like,
yeah. Sorry, I'm taking a glass of water.
oh, it's okay.
I saw Amazon is apparently going to spend like $1 billion into releasing movies in theaters. Like they want to release like 12 to 15 movies a year.
In
Something
theaters?
crazy. Yeah.
I mean, they have the money. Why not?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, that's kind of like the next step in the streaming game. Is the one thing that people aren't doing is a streamer releases something to theaters and then has it on their streaming service like within a window of maybe who knows 2 weeks
Yeah.
or 3 weeks. I saw James Cameron was saying something that he wants to make movies that when you go to see it in theaters, it's like a 3 hour cut, but when it goes to streaming, it's like 6 hours, and you watch it as like a mini movie. Because it's like, what is the next like step
Yeah.
in streaming and theaters?
The entertainment.
So
Yeah.
something like that could be interesting. But
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah, I guess that's a little off topic. But
Yeah.
all right, let's move on to our movie news, which there's basically
Not very
none.
much. Yeah.
Like I mentioned, yeah, since it was basically the holiday season.
Yeah.
So a lot of orders, aren't working and trades aren't really.
Next week is going to be pretty big
Yeah, I think
because
so.
most likely we'll get some type of idea of what the first James Gunn DC movies are, which
Yeah.
should be interesting. And then we're probably going to get some trailers soon. Like I'm assuming we're going to get an Ant-Man trailer,
Yeah, I think so.
and yeah, we'll actually I was just thinking about this too. We should do an episode about like because I mean the Super Bowl trailers. It's like a big thing for movies.
Hmm.
So I know definitely they said the Flash is confirmed. The first trailer is going to come for the Flash.
That'll be
Uh,
cool.
I'm assuming they're going to show
Michael
probably
Keaton.
the Marvels. Like I'm trying to think of the big movies. Probably like a new Mario trailer.
Well, Mario comes out in what, March?
April.
Oh, okay.
Um, I mean, there's gonna be probably a bunch of the March release stuff like Shazam and
Yeah, maybe like
Scream.
a Transformers.
Yeah, like there's gonna be some big releases.
Yeah, so we'll have a bunch
Yeah,
of trailers to talk about. I feel like most of these episodes we've had, there's just so many trailers coming out
yeah.
that we got to run through. But this
Well,
week
this is like
only,
the slow time for movies. It's gonna like once March comes, things are gonna start rolling. There's a lot of releases in March.
yeah, and I know we were mentioning like even for next episode, there's nothing coming out for
Yeah,
us to even talk about. Is so
the
I
only
think we're gonna
movies
we're gonna talk about Puss in Boots next week, right?
which I know, yeah, which honestly is probably it's 100% the best animated movie. I actually saw it already, but I'm gonna see it again because I liked it so much. But it's arguably one of the best movies to come out this year, like by far. It's really good.
Yeah.
I
Also,
was
what
kind of
else
surprised.
does Megan come out?
Yeah, Megan comes out Friday.
Yeah, we'll talk. I kind of want to see Megan, so
No,
we
I
could
want to
talk
see
about
Megan.
that.
Yeah,
We'll talk about Megan, Puss in Boots, and then whatever you recommend, and hopefully
yeah,
there'll be some more news.
yeah.
But yeah, anyways, so let's talk about. We posted the Oppenheimer trailer, which was showing before Babylon, right? I think.
I didn't see Babylon on IMAX, so it didn't play in front of mine.
I don't think it played in front of mine either. Now that I think about it, yeah. So I didn't get to watch it in the theater.
I was kind of tight though. I was like, because like when like Oppenheimer and all those big ass movies, like when you watch a trailer in a theater, it's just like you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I was like getting hyped, but they ended up not showing it.
Yeah, and the trailer itself wasn't really anything crazy. They didn't really show much. It mainly just focuses on Cillian Murphy.
Yeah,
You actually get to see Josh Peck in the trailer, which was it kind of
and
like took me out of it a little bit. I was like, the fuck is Josh Peck doing in a Nolan movie?
Huey too, isn't it?
Oh yeah, Jack Quaid.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, but the trailer really doesn't show much. It kind of gets into the visuals of the nuclear
yeah.
bomb a little bit.
Because
And
the basic. Well, I think it's gonna be more about like him knowing like what he's actually gonna like
like
the
the
ramification.
consequences.
Yeah, like he
Yeah,
knows that this is like gonna change the world, and like he knows it's gonna murder millions. So like I think it's just like living with that guilt,
yeah,
you know.
yeah,
But I'm excited.
yeah. Either way, I mean, Nolan, he's got a great track record, so
Yeah,
I'm sure it'll be good, and the cast is amazing.
Yeah.
But as we've seen with a stacked cast, like Amsterdam,
Yeah.
you know, that's not all it takes anymore.
Yeah,
Star
you
power
need
isn't enough. But
absolutely.
Nolan usually does well at the box office.
Yeah, like
Even
I'm
Tenet did well.
I'm not like gonna I don't think it's gonna be bad. You know, I
Here's
didn't know that. This is a little off topic, but you know, Nolan was a producer on Man of Steel.
No, I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either. I recently found that out.
That's cool. But now he's not gonna do anything DC anymore because he left Warner Brothers. Yeah,
Oh
like
yeah, no.
since Oppenheimer's his first non-Warner Brothers movie in a while. It's made by Universal. So,
Yeah, bro, he was a producer on Batman v Superman's Man of Steel and Justice League.
I mean, I really doubt he had much intervention though, to be
Nah,
honest.
yeah, I know.
Um,
He probably was the most involved in like Man of Steel.
yeah. Do you think either Oppenheimer or Barbie is gonna move off that release date? Because as of right now, they're releasing the same day. Who's gonna budge? That's the thing.
I don't know. Probably not. Because I feel like it's so the target demographics are like completely different, so they feel like they could coexist. But in reality, I feel like they're both like everyone's gonna want to see both.
I think Barbie's gonna outperform it.
You think Barbie's gonna outperform? You said.
Yeah,
I mean, it's possible. Barbie's like it's a big IP. A lot of people know about it. It's
yeah.
and
We've seen
no kids are
we've
gonna go see Oppenheimer. You know what I
we've
mean?
seen what memes do. Also, what TikTok does for box office. We saw with Minions this year how well it did because
People
it,
just fucking
people were memeing it on TikTok and
yeah,
everyone was going. I think something similar is going to happen with Barbie. How it's like me and the boys pulling up to Barbie, and they'll become a
yeah,
trend. So
yeah.
I can't wait. That's going to be interesting to see, and that episode is going to be crazy.
Oh yeah, I'm
The
very
Barbie
excited.
Oppenheimer discussion.
Yeah,
My bad, I just dropped something. But
very good.
yeah, that's the only trailer this week. The only other thing I want to talk about is the box office for Avatar 2 and how well it's doing.
Yeah,
Right now, I think it's at 1.2 billion
1.2. Yeah,
in what just over 2 weeks, or
yeah, basically,
it's
which
gonna
is
become the highest grossing movie of the year for sure.
it already did. I think.
No, no, Top Gun is at 1.4,
Oh,
so it's
but
almost
it'll
there.
it'll pass that.
Yeah, and the fact that I don't think it's gonna make it to 2 bill, but we'll see.
It's probably gonna get like 1.7, 1.6, I'd say,
Yeah, but
which
I'm
is
honestly
still
I'm
insane.
yeah, I'm really surprised. I can't lie. People love these movies, I
I
guess.
mean, it's good. Like it was really good. It was a little long, but I thought it was better than the first one. And the visuals are like it was by far the best looking movie I've ever seen.
Well, yeah, that's the
Like,
whole thing. Nowadays, with how easy it is to watch a movie in the aftermarket, you have
yeah,
to there has to be a reason for you to have to
you
see it in
watch it, yeah.
theaters, you know? Otherwise, it's not the box office isn't gonna be
Yeah.
that great.
I'm
So,
kind
and
of
that
tight that it's taken away from Puss in Boots because after that, after me watching that, I want the movie to do good so they make more.
1 billion Puss in Boots.
I wish, dude. But
Yeah.
honestly, I was reading. I know this is like a little off topic, but we don't really have much movie news to talk about anyway. But um, that they think it'll. I mean, right now it's at 75 million, which make a lot of money for an animated film is probably like 200, 300 million. Like that's like OD
Yeah.
because the budget was 50 million. So, but like they said, it's probably gonna have long legs because there's no other family movie releasing until like Mario,
Yeah.
like animated movie. So it's probably gonna like it'll slowly get up there.
Yeah, and I feel
But I
like
mean,
animated movies do really well in the aftermarket also, so,
yeah, yeah,
mm,
because a lot of kids watch the movies at home.
yeah.
But
Um,
I know I keep talking about it, but I cannot wait to talk about that movie.
yeah. Well, yeah, don't go into it now
No,
because we
I'm
gotta
not
save
gonna.
it for
Yeah,
next week.
yeah,
But, alright, yeah, that's our little amount of movie news for this week,
yeah.
but I'm excited because we're gonna talk about our basically like a year in review. We're gonna go into our 10 favorite films, 5 of our least favorites, and then 5 of our favorite performances. So I guess we could just count down from 10. Like I'll give my 10, you'll give your 10, and
What
then
best movies?
Yeah, and then like you'll do 9, I'll do 9, whatever.
Right.
I'm looking at mine right now, and it's kind of hard to do 10,
Well, I
honestly.
just go on my I have my ranked on
No, I know,
Letterboxd.
but there's so much like within my top 20 are all like great movies still.
Oh yeah, no, I know. Actually,
So
yeah. Now that I'm looking at this, because there's like some really good ones that are out of the top 10 that are still very good.
yeah, just I guess I'll just toss some honorable mentions, just because I kind of want to mention that I like them.
Yeah.
Um, so just for my 20 to 10, Wakanda Forever, Triangle of Sadness, Scream, Crimes of the Future, Elvis, The Menu, Werewolf by Night, Pearl, Prey, and X. That was 20 to 11. So
Yeah, my
that could be a top 10,
yeah.
itself.
Yeah, my 20 to 11 is starting from 20 is Turning Red, 19's Black Phone, 18's Bullet Train, 17's The Menu, 16's Prey, 15's Black Panther, 14's Top Gun, 13's Elvis, 12 is Doctor Strange, and 11 is Glass Onion.
Yeah, there were so many good movies this year.
Yeah,
Honestly, it's crazy.
yeah,
But all right, yeah, I guess to start the top 10, my 10th favorite of the year was Avatar: The Way of Water. We just
yeah,
talked about it.
yeah.
We talked about it last episode. Like the visuals itself is enough to draw you in, and yeah, Cameron put out another hit sequel. So
Yeah. For
what
me,
was your
number 10 is Pearl, which I liked a lot, way better than X in my opinion, and I just think Pearl's, like, such a more interesting character. So, and I'm kinda tight that they're probably not gonna do anything else with her because now Maxine's gonna be, in not in the future, but, like, in present day well, not present day, wherever the thing takes
80s?
place in.
Yeah.
Yeah, 80s. Yeah. What
All
was
right.
your
Yes.
9?
So 9 for me. This one might be a little controversial, but it was Bullet Train. I love Bullet Train. I gave it. I think we talked about it on an episode, but
Yeah, we did.
yeah, I loved it. Brad Pitt was great. It was a fun movie, fun action, and there wasn't much wrong with it to me. But I know a lot of people this won't even fall in like the top 20. So
Yeah, I had it at 18. For 9, I had Avatar: The Way of Water. I mean, we just talked about it before. Like, easily the best looking movie I've ever seen, and the I think the plot is better than the first one, in my opinion.
all right, yeah. My 8 was Top Gun Maverick. Completely surprised me. I I
Yeah.
checked out the first Top Gun. Wasn't really a big fan of it. Like it was okay, it was good, but this one completely blew me out of the water with the story, with the effects, and the fact that like Tom Cruise was actually doing the stunts and in the planes also helps to enjoy it
It's
even
insane
more.
that he's, like, fucking 50, whatever. No, he's
Yeah,
60. He's 60 now, I think.
jeez. Yeah, have you seen like how what he's been putting out about the Mission
Yeah, Mission
Impossible stunts?
Impossible. That's insane, dude.
He's like jumping a bike
Uh,
off of a cliff.
If yeah.
Um, yeah, he's crazy. But he's like one of the only acting like movie stars now, like a real movie star.
Movie star no, yeah.
Because the just his name is enough to bring the movie 1.4 billion. I mean, it definitely helped that the
It
story
was
was
good.
great, but
I mean, yeah, but you gotta remember too, like, it's also, like a military movie, so, like, mad people always go to see that's, like, everyone in, like, their fucking 50s and shit, they, like, lose their mind over stuff
yeah,
granted, the movie was fucking phenomenal, but
yeah, that definitely helps. I
yeah.
saw when the movie came out, a lot of times they would have like Navy recruitment people like
Yeah,
waiting
dude, I
outside,
mean,
like
listen, I'm gonna call it for what it is. It's propaganda, but it's fucking good.
yeah. All right,
I'm
yeah.
sorry, man.
We're
What
up
are
to
we on
8.
8?
Yeah,
8? 8, I
yeah,
had Babylon. I mean, I still it had some issues, but I still, like, really, really liked it. I mean, we spoke about it before, and it
yeah.
was
So there's not much to say. Yeah.
uh,
All right, so for 7, I had Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness. Another controversial, but I love Raimi. I love Marvel,
you have it
and
better than Top Gun?
yeah, and I love horror. And I just feel like that this was like a near perfect Marvel formula for me to enjoy.
Yeah.
It was if it was like really good, it would have been like a 5 star. But there's a lot lacking in it, especially in the title Multiverse of Madness,
Yeah,
and
and they
like
only
they
really go,
only
like, 2 universes.
yeah. So Yeah, that's controversial, but I loved it. So
Well, there's 7.
yeah,
So my 7 is Werewolf by Night. I thought it was probably Marvel's most creative and unique project. Like, I really enjoyed it, and it was a lot more brutal than I thought. Like, not necessarily, like, gory, but definitely, like, not what you'd expect from the MCU, like, a lot more violent and, even anything with, like, Halloween or horror and, like, superheroes, like, I'm gonna fucking like it.
yeah. No, I love Werewolf by Night too,
Yeah.
but it didn't crack it for me. Number 6 for me, Banshees of Inisherin. Mark McDonough is such a great writer. Cinematography is amazing. Colin Farrell, phenomenal in the film.
And I
And you watched
sorry,
some of it
I
with me,
watched
right?
some of I do wanna finish it because I liked it so far.
I
I
think
watched, like,
it's
half of it with you.
yeah, it's probably gonna win Best Ensemble Cast because like the four main actors
Yeah. Oh, great.
was Colin Farrell, Brendan Gleeson, Kerry Condon, and Barry
Very
Keoghan,
cool.
who he was the standout for me.
Yeah. No, that scene with him, like, trying to ask that girl out was, like, phenomenal. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, yeah, he's funny.
Yeah.
The film is really funny, but it's
Film is
also
really
sad.
yeah.
It's sad because it sort of explores like loneliness, and it's kind of like a breakup movie, but just with friendships, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I was surprised by that. I ended up just checking that out just because of the buzz around it. It was on HBO Max, but yeah,
I should finish that. For number 6, I had Nope. I mean, you know how much I enjoyed that when I
yeah.
got
We
out.
also talked about that on the
Yeah,
podcast too.
yeah.
But
I thought it was, like, a super unique movie, and I really enjoyed it.
all right, hold on. My bad. I just lost my list. Okay, 5 for me. Babylon. There's, there's not much I could say about it. We already talked about it. So
Yeah. For me so this is where it starts to get, like, probably 2 to 5 could all be interchangeable. And so right now at 5, I have Puss in Boots: The Last Wish.
wow.
I don't really wanna, like, talk about it yet because, like, we're gonna talk about it obviously next week. Because I like, a lot of the stuff I really like about the movie is has to do with the spoilers.
Okay, yeah.
Um,
So
what do you think it's rated on Letterboxd right now? I'm just curious.
mm, 3.7 maybe.
4.2.
Wow. Jeez, dude.
I'm telling you, dude, it's like, honestly, it might be number 2 for me. If when I see it again, I gotta really sit down and think about it.
Hold on. I want to just look. Yeah, 4.2 is crazy. That's got to be a
It's
like
it's phenomenal, dude.
yeah.
It's
That's
like just
insane.
it starts off like a little slow, but once like you learn about what the plot is, it's so good. Oh, I mean, I'm like we'll talk about it next
Yeah, we'll
week.
talk about it. All right. Number 4. And also like 1 through 4 not interchangeable, but they're all like really
Right? Yeah,
really good
yeah,
like peak.
yeah,
4 was The Whale, which we talked about.
yeah.
Literally like a career defining performance for Brendan Fraser.
Pretty sure.
And yeah, love Aronofsky. We talked about it was it last episode or 2 episodes ago, so if you want to hear more about what I thought about it, you can go check it out there. But yeah.
And our top 4 is gonna be probably the same. At 4, I had the whale. Uh, Matt pretty much summed it up. And also, I did cry at the end. And I don't really. I mean, I don't cry in a lot of movies, but for me to like feel some type of way at the end, it shows how good of a movie they are about like showing the themes and stuff. So
Yeah, and
that was
that's
important
the
for
whole
me.
point. You're supposed to
Yeah,
feel something after
feel
seeing a
something at the
movie.
end. Yeah,
So, all right, yeah, I think our 3 is probably the same, so we could just bounce off each other, right?
yeah,
Because mine was the Batman.
yeah, yeah.
Um,
Mm.
best
I think it's the
representation
best
of
Batman film ever
Batman.
made. I
And
think
I
it's
like
better
how
than
this, compared to the other Batman films, it dives into how good of a detective he is, and it's like a detective story.
yeah.
So it's like a crime thriller, murder mystery kind of.
And
Even though we know it's the Riddler, like Batman doesn't
yeah,
know.
and even like I was talking about this with my friend a couple days ago. Like this is the first Batman film where like you actually feel like it's Gotham. Like it feels like Gotham. Because in the Nolan films, like it's not really they don't really dive into like the city aspect. It's kind of very bland. And then I mean we didn't really even see Gotham in the Ben Affleck one. like it feels like just like a shitty. You know what I mean?
Yeah. In Nolan's films, it just feels like Chicago because that's where it was
Yeah,
filmed.
that's
It
what it's
doesn't
feeling.
feel
Yeah, it
like
doesn't feel
Gotham.
like Gotham. Yeah. The only one
And I
that
think,
gets it similar, like good, like that is Joker.
yeah.
Like
I mean,
similar, but you like it's again like similar settings. Like you know what I mean?
yeah. But I'm so happy that this was as good as it was. Because can you imagine they made a Batman film and it just sucked, so they just had to like reboot
Oh,
again.
bro.
Like it would
I
just be
know.
so annoying.
I
I'm so
know. I'm
glad that
so
it was good
yeah.
because now
And
they're
then
gonna continue with it.
the Penguin series is coming, and then the Arkham stuff. The one thing I do will hope they do is that they don't like. I know that it's more of a. It's supposed to be a grounded Batman, which is fine, but I really hope that they don't like shy away from the more like uh not like I don't want not mythical, but like what's the term?
Um, I guess magical kind of.
Magical.
Not
I don't know.
magic, but like
Superhuman like
yeah, superhuman elements or
elements of Batman.
like
Like
Clayface.
Clayface, yeah, like I want the Clayface to be like full like CGI blob. Like I don't want it to be like some guy that had like a freak out. You know what I mean? Like I want it to be like the comics. Like
Yeah.
make the grounded characters grounded characters grounded. Like the Riddler, that's like a perfect example. Like they get hit the Riddler like great. The Penguin too. Now, but like people like Clayface and like Mr. Freeze, like they should be a little more like out there. You know?
Yeah. But yeah, once new information comes out about the sequel and what they're gonna do and when the
Yeah,
shows come
yeah,
out, we'll talk about it more.
yeah.
And then number two, I think we also shared in
The
this
Northman,
The Northman. This honestly might I want to rewatch it really bad
yeah. Yeah.
because I gave it a 4.5. Only one movie had a 5 star for me this year, but we'll talk about that after. This
Yeah.
was a 4.5 for me, and I loved it. I think on a rewatch it could be a 5 star. The setting, the tone of the film, how the way that it was made. You know Eggers is going to make a good film in terms of
Yeah.
technical aspects. And I liked how it went into that mystical a little bit, where it was this sort of like this Norse mythology lore sprinkled in. That stuff was cool, but also just the brutal Viking aspect of it was amazing. Alexander Skarsgård, phenomenal. And
Yeah.
he's just like a force in the movie. He's a
A
brute
beast, dude, yeah.
beast, yeah. And I looked into a lot of how the movie was made, and Eggers researched like Viking lore for mad long and like consulted with a ton of people. He wants the most accurate depiction of the time period that it could be. The clothes that they wear were made from the same
Yeah.
fabrics. The shields were made from the same
Yeah.
materials. Stuff like that, like the attention to detail is just so impressive to me. So that just
One
elevates so not only the movie itself, but just what went into it helps me to like it. So
one thing I really enjoyed about it is like how they made like as if all the gods were real. Like it wasn't like you know what I mean?
yeah, yeah.
Like they take I think it's supposed to be it's like Norse mythology, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So it's like you see them taking him to Valhalla on the like the Valkyrie picks him up at the end.
Hmm.
Like I
Yeah,
really
that stuff was
appreciated
cool.
that. Yeah, like I like that. I like how they like fully dived into that world.
Yeah, and I also thought it sort of like silently gave us one of the best villains of the year, which was Claes Bang, and he played Fjolnir.
Feeling yeah.
He was great, and I want him to play Doctor Doom, but
I mean
we'll see.
that's you know who actually I want to play Doctor Doom now? Antonio Bart, the guy who plays Puss in Boots.
Banderas.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's not a horrible choice.
I mean, I don't know. I don't see it,
I wanna
but
watch more of his other stuff. I felt like I heard like he's good in Interview with a Vampire.
he's in that. Let me see, because I've seen Interview with the Vampire. I like it.
Let me
I
see.
forget. I honestly
He,
forget his character in
he
this.
plays
I can't even lie.
Armand.
I don't even remember.
Oh, so maybe it
I
isn't that good.
I watched yeah, because I watched one of my buddies at school. I don't remember Banderas' character that much, but
Oh, he's in the new Indiana Jones too. I didn't know
yeah,
that.
yeah, he was in the trailer. But all right, just let's move on to our number one, which we both shared, and I think a lot of people share this opinion too, and it's Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Yeah.
it took this multiverse idea that is so popular now in Hollywood and did its own unique take on it. And not only was it visually stunning, but the storytelling aspects of it were amazing. Just the whole idea of no matter what universe, these two characters are meant for each other.
Yeah.
And that scene with Ki Hoi Kwan where he hits like the even if there's another
Or even if I was
universe
doing this where
where
we were doing laundry together or something.
yeah, he's like, oh, if I owned a little laundry shop with you in another universe, like I don't know. So I don't know the exact line. I'm definitely
Yeah.
butchering it, but that actually hit. And this
I
was
don't
another
know.
one. I don't know if you cried at this, but this was
Oh yeah,
super.
I cried
This
like I think I cried like 3 or 4 times.
this was super emotional. This was like the
Yeah.
closest I came to crying in a movie, I would say.
You never cried during a movie?
I just no, I get like super upset. I'm not gonna be like, oh, I don't get upset. I just like don't physically cry.
Oh.
I
Well,
don't
I
know
don't
at
like
all.
when I say cry, I mean like I tear up. Like I'm not like sobbing in the theater.
Yeah. Nah, I don't know. I just like I get
No,
to the brink of tearing, but I don't know.
what about Marley and Me? You should cry during that.
I mean, I haven't seen that in a while, but
That fucking wrecked me as a kid, dude. Oh my god.
yeah.
That I remember as a kid, that and the opening scene to Saving Private Ryan,
Yeah.
because that was like super traumatic for me. I don't know why, just like I got so freaked out.
Yeah. Do you think Everything Everywhere has a chance at Best Picture?
I think it should.
I think Banshees is gonna win, just because I don't know. I just feel like it's gonna win, even
Yeah.
though it's not my Best Picture. But
Damn, but so on Let Up, Everything Everywhere All at Once is 4.4, and Puss in Boots is 4.2. That's actually insane.
yeah, well, the thing about Everything Everywhere is on Letterboxd, it's the 13th highest rated movie ever.
Really? What's the
Yeah.
highest rated movie?
Uh,
What do you look at?
I,
How do I get to that?
so click on Everything Everywhere All at Once, and you see where it says lists on the bottom right.
Mm. Oh
Click
yeah.
that, and then something on the top should come up. There's like a little banner. My thing's not loading right now, so I can't
Okay.
really
Yeah.
click it.
Neither is mine. Oh wait.
But
Official top 250 narrative features.
number one, I think is Come and See.
What is that?
I'm not sure. It's like a war film that it's about World War II and it's really accurate, apparently.
I kind of wanted to watch All Quiet on the Western Front too, because I heard that was
Yeah.
very good.
Yeah, also I forgot to mention there's a couple that I didn't check out yet, which is The Fablemans, All Quiet on the Western Front, um, Puss in Boots, obviously. I
I
didn't
heard
see that one yet.
Narcelle on a Shell was very good as well.
Yeah, Marcel the Shell,
Or
whatever.
Marcel, I'm sorry.
Oh, let me see.
Yeah.
This thing's not loading for the top 250 for me. I'm just curious what number one is.
Oh wait, I'll just tell you. Wait, let me go back. It's like the first one, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Official top two. It's the first one is yeah, Come and See. Then it's Parasite, Harakiri,
Yeah, the rest I think are like some foreign films. And then the
Auto,
Godfather is gonna be up there too.
A Dog's Will. I don't know what that is. Yeah, The Godfather, The Godfather.
Yeah. All right, let's hit our worst of the year. This will be fun.
Oh yeah.
Um, I think mine are gonna be different because I think I've just seen more movies than you. I'm not gonna. First of all, Marmaduke is the worst movie of the last 20 of the last 50 years, maybe of all time. So I'm not.
You think it's worse than
It,
Morbius?
bro, Marmaduke. It has
Yeah.
a 0.9 on Letterboxd.
I actually watched it because I saw you put that review. Is that my worst? Oh wait, no, never mind. I have it worse than
But
I have
yeah,
it worse.
I like don't even want to talk about that. So I'm just gonna get that one out of the way. Um, but yeah,
Did
my
you
top five worst, not counting that. I'll start with five. Disenchanted. It's the sequel to Enchanted.
Oh, I didn't see it.
Um, I I don't know. It just lacked the charm of the original because the first Enchanted movie is good. I don't know if you've seen
Yeah.
it,
Yeah,
and
it's good.
I like Amy Adams a lot. So I thought this would be decent, but
Yeah.
I ended up kind of hating it. I can't lie. Um, But also, the movies this year weren't that bad. Like this was a 2.5, which is
Yeah,
not
like my
terrible.
my my fifth ranked movie, like the fifth worst. Like I didn't even, well, besides Marmaduke, is like it's not a bad movie. It's just for me, I didn't like it that much.
Which one?
So for my fifth worst, I had Bodies, Bodies, Bodies. I don't know. I thought the twist was really stupid. Like I don't know. I just didn't buy with it.
Yeah.
Not for me.
Number four worst for me was Honor Society, which is like a coming of
Isn't that what?
age with the dude from Stranger Things, Gatton Matarazzo, whatever.
And the girl from Spider Man, right?
Yeah. The, it was just like it takes place in a high school, and it's just how are we
Stupid. Yeah.
still at the point where we don't know how high schoolers talk? Like the dialogue is terrible.
That's
Like
why I love Superbad because they actually know how like people in high school talk. Like that movie's like 20 years old and it still holds up.
yeah. And also like I don't want to be a dick in saying this, but this girl would not fall for Gatton if we're being real. Like I'm gonna be honest. But that's besides the point because this is a script that was written, so it is what
Yeah,
it is. But
yeah. But
the
for my
the twist that ends up happening is so stupid, and
what
I
is
don't
it
know.
like that she's trying to date him for like the average what something like that? Like he's just another honor student or something.
I think she's it's sort of like a um she's trying to like study with him or something. I forget, bro. But the twist is so dumb. He like pretends to be rich, but he actually like lives in an orphanage or I don't know. It was just so
Yeah.
stupid. But it's not, I didn't expect much from it
Yeah.
anyway. But yeah.
My number four was Halloween Ends. I don't know how you can watch this movie and say you like it when Michael Myers isn't even the main character. And they advertise like Michael's last bat, and like they fucking don't even fight until the last like 20 minutes.
Yeah, that was my just out of my top five. That was my sixth worst.
Yeah,
So
it was such a disappointment. I mean, I liked the first one from 2018 was good. Wait, actually, I think I like this. I gotta look at my ratings. I think I actually like the second one better.
second one is a lot more action. Like there's a lot of kills and
Yeah,
they just
yeah,
don't they kind of it's fun. The
yeah,
first one's more scary, I think.
yeah. I'm
But
interested to see because this guy, what's his name? Isn't he doing the Exorcist
yeah, it's coming
trilogy?
out next
It's
year,
coming
the
out this
first one.
year, next year. Well,
Well,
technically, well, when this comes out, it'll be next year.
yeah. Um, but yeah, I did not like Halloween Ends at all
No, neither
either.
I.
But this is my so for my third worst of the year, it's a movie called Senior Year. It's I don't know if you've heard of it, but I don't even know why I watched
It's like
this.
with
It's with Rebel Wilson. It's like her
yeah,
comeback, and she lost a ton of weight. She's fine in it. The movie's fine. Like it's there's a lot of plot holes. It's basically like she goes into a coma when she's a cheerleader in high school, and then when she wakes up like 30 years later, and she's still has eligibility to like be a cheerleader and finish out her last year of high school. But she's just like in a 30-year-old's body or 40-year-old's body, so it's just like weird. And
yeah,
it was fine. It was it was cute. It was stupid.
yeah.
Whatever. It's a 2.5.
Fair.
What do you got?
What what number are we up to? I'm sorry.
The third
Three.
worst. Yeah.
Third worst besides Marmaduke, I had Jurassic World.
Damn.
Uh, I really not like Jurassic World. I thought it was so bad. I don't know how I went into a movie about fucking giant dinosaurs fighting each other and was bored. When you make the main component of a dinosaur movie about locusts that only eat in certain type of corn, like it's just I thought it was very stupid. Like I'm
Yeah.
not there. I don't care about the fucking like I don't know. I'm there to watch like dinosaurs fucking beef with each other. Like I don't give a fuck about like all this like shit behind. You know what I mean? I'm not there to
Yeah.
learn a lesson. Like.
Yeah. The plot is stupid, but
Yeah.
I like seeing the old actors come back, and
Yeah, that was
I like
cool.
the dinosaurs fighting, and like I don't know. I just
That
enjoyed it. It
was
was
all
fun.
great, but everything else was like, and actually, it was probably I think the worst villain I've seen in a movie all year.
Who was
That
it? I
big
forget.
dude, whatever the fuck he was,
Wait, which dude?
the guy that like owns the company.
Oh yeah, like the dad from Amazing Spider-Man.
Yeah, bro, he was atrocious.
Yeah,
And then like you know he goes. Remember when he goes like when he like whatever he they foil him or whatever the fuck it is, and like he just goes on like a temper tantrum, starts screaming.
yeah,
I was like, what is this, dude? Holy shit!
yeah. Mine, or for number 2, second worst of the year, you're not gonna like this, but Black Adam.
No way! You're out of
Yes,
your
bro.
mind, dude.
Black Adam is complete shit.
You're
I
telling me Black Adam is worse than Jurassic World?
Easily, bro,
No way.
easily,
There's
easily.
no way, dude.
I rewatched it. It's terrible. It's
Look,
a 2 star.
I want you to put this on your a poll on Instagram. Which movie was worse?
All right, we'll see. Dude, Black
Let
Adam
me
is
see.
terrible.
Jurassic World's 2.4. Black Adam it's 2.7.
It's close, at least. Bro, I just did not like this movie at all. I think The Rock was terrible as always. The
Like I'm not
story,
saying it was a masterpiece, but I don't think it's like one of the worst movies of the year. Like I like one of the worst movies of the year. Like you should walk out like extremely disappointed. Like all these movies, like Bodies, I thought was gonna be good. I didn't like that much. Halloween. The only one that like I knew was gonna suck was Morbius, and probably Firestarter, but you didn't see that one, I don't think. But like Jurassic World and Halloween Ends, like I wanted them to be good. Like I was, rooting for them to be good, but they just were fucking atrocious.
yeah,
But you also just like hate The Rock for no reason.
no reason. I got plenty of reasons.
I mean, you just like fucking. I don't know. Like I don't listen. I'm not like a huge fan of him, but like you're just like any excuse you get to like shit on The Rock, you're ready for.
Yeah, I stay ready to shit on The Rock. The only
Yeah.
reason why it's a 2 and not a 1 was because of how funny it was when I saw it. I went
Like
with
you didn't like the JSA at all?
I
Like
like Dr.
I
Fate.
thought Doctor
I
Fate
like
was good. I liked
Hawkman.
Hawkman. The other two people were fine.
The tornado girl was irrelevant. Noah Centinneo's character is just stupid. He had terrible dialogue and he was not funny. Bro, I just
Like
couldn't take
I,
anything serious. Like The Rock's head is getting zoomed in on flying across the screen. I was like, holy shit,
like
bro.
whenever it was like Doctor Fate, Hawkman, and Black Adam, like any of those three characters, like that was when the movie was at its best. The
Yeah,
family characters
I
sucked.
did like Henry Cavill, and I liked The Rock's second suit. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, the second one he gets is sick.
But it's also there's more stuff coming out. His unwillingness to be part of something bigger than himself.
I know he would. They asked him to cameo in the
They asked him to
Flash
cameo
and
in The
in
Flash.
Shazam.
He said no to both
I
because
don't
he's
like Flash. I understand, but why Shazam? Like that's like pinnacle to his character.
he's not gonna be a secondary character in Shazam. He's gonna be the only time he's gonna be in a movie is if it's Shazam versus Black Adam and they're both on the poster. He's not gonna cameo. He would never do something like that because his ego is too big. I low key was starting to come around on him
The
when the
Henry
movie
Cavill
was doing
stuff.
decently well, and we found out about how he got Henry Cavill back. But then there was this other stuff that came out. Oh, he leaked fake documents that said Black Adam made money, and I was like, yeah, this guy is a fucking asshole.
Yeah.
He's not an asshole, but he's just like a, I don't know, I don't know the word. But all right, what's your number 2? I can't talk about Black Adam no
My
more.
number two is she's Firestarter. The only redeemable quality about this movie is that uh, what's his name's the composer. The
Zimmer,
original. No, no, the original Halloween director.
Carpenter,
Yeah,
he composed it. Wow.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I remember you went to see that because like we had the Regal Pass and you
Yeah,
just
he was a
went because like
composer.
you just
I was
went
like, yeah,
because
fuck it, whatever.
and after you said it was that shitty, I just decided not to see it.
Yeah, bro. Zac Efron. It's supposed to be like this. They're trying to be like this fucking like X-Men type of like where they have the government gave them superpowers and like they're on the run. And also there's a scene where they kill a cat. That was when I was like, yo, fuck this movie. I mean, it already sucked, and then that scene happened, and I was like, fuck this shit.
Yeah.
Pretty
All right.
awful.
Yeah.
That's a 1.8 on
Damn.
Letterbox. That's pretty awful.
Yeah. All right. I'll talk about my worst. This is my worst movie of the year, not counting Marmaduke because that's barely even a movie and shouldn't count. But I don't think this is much of a surprise. The worst movie this year was Morbius.
Yeah.
I can't lie. It's terrible. You think so too?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So we could just bounce off each other here. Like, do
Ugh.
I even have to explain myself, bro? The story is terrible. Jared Leto is a charisma vacuum. Um, the villain is terrible.
And honestly, dude, the cast isn't even bad.
I mean, it's decent. Like Jared
Yeah.
Leto has some good roles. Matt Smith is good as he
He's
blew
the
up
best part of the movie.
with House of the Dragon recently.
Yeah, yeah. He's phenomenal. I know you don't watch that, but he's really good in that.
Um, just the way that they advertise this, they had pictures of Spider-Man in the trailers and shit. They want to like trick people into coming to see it because they think
Yeah.
it's connected.
And then it was easily the worst post-credit scene I've ever seen.
Yeah, the worst that was the worst post-credit scene of all time, I think.
Yeah,
It's got to be up there. But yeah, I mean, the only good thing about Morbius is the amount of like memes that it generated.
yeah,
But the fact that Sony shit this thing out, especially so close to when No Way Home came out, and they just released this garbage right after, it's just such a
yeah.
disappointment. And I don't know, do you think Morbius will appear again ever or no?
No,
I
no
low-key think
way.
there's a chance, dude.
It won.
If they do like a Sinister Six, I think it's possible.
I
He
don't
could
think they're gonna
show
get
up.
that far, dude. You're giving them too much credit.
Well, oh wait, what's it called? Maybe
What?
this is one movie news. Remember, so we knew about El Muerto releasing, right?
Yeah.
What about that movie Hypno Hustler that they're making
Oh, with
with,
Childish
um,
Gambino.
yeah. So Donald Glover is starring as the Spider-Man villain named Hypno Hustler because Sony didn't learn the first time that making a movie based on an unknown character is not going to do well
I
unless
mean,
it's
listen,
actually amazing.
if I mean, I really like Donald Glover, so I don't know. I'm
Maybe I'm
fine.
not giving it enough credit. Who knows?
Like, I'm just gonna see it more for him being in it than.
Yeah, I mean, I'll
But
see it
who even
for the
knows what's
memes.
fucking releases, dude?
Yeah, we'll see.
We are getting Craven this year, though.
Oh, Craven, that they get these great actors to star in these things, and it's like they must be paying them crazy
Everything
amount.
I've heard about Craven so far is awful. Apparently, like he's not even a hunter; he's like an animal activist or something.
Yeah, we'll
So
see.
I love when they take Craven the hunter and just take away his entire like fucking
That's the whole point of the
meaning
character.
of
He's
his
a hunter.
character.
Yeah,
Like his entire purpose is to hunt. Like he's the greatest hunter. Like his best run with Spider Man is what is it? What is it called? Last Hunt. Craven's
Craven's
Last
Last
Hunt,
Hunt.
which is basically like he finally kills Spider Man, and
Yeah,
like it's just
he's
about that.
hunted every single animal, so his only challenge is hunting Spider-Man.
Spider Man, yeah.
Woke Craven. They had to
Yeah,
make him
basically.
woke.
They had to make him vegan, woke, Craven.
Vegan Craven.
Craven, yeah. So,
But yeah, the one, yeah, like I said though, Morbius, the memes that came out of it just made it worth it. I'm glad it released because of that. But that's the
yeah.
worst movie of the year.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So yeah, those are our best and worst. Let's talk about our best performances. Who we think.
This was pretty hard, so I'm not gonna. It's not in any particular order.
All right, I have mine ordered, but I'll. You want to go first? Say
Yeah,
your
so I
first one.
actually have someone from a TV show
Okay.
too, but this is also in no order. Um, I wanted to start with Mia Goth as Pearl, which I know she probably won't get any awards for, but I mean, me and you saw that. Like, she really gave her fucking all in that performance.
Yeah. You want
Like,
to honestly, since it's just five, you could just go through your whole thing, and I'll do
um,
mine.
so then I had, this is in no order again.
Yeah.
Uh, what the hell's his name? Oh my god, I'm drawing a blank. Hold on, let me
Yeah.
find it.
What's the movie?
Oh, Paul Dano is the Riddler. I know it's a little
Oh yeah.
like controversial, but he was phenomenal. I think he was like arguably the best character in the movie. I don't know what you think, but
Yeah. No, I think he was great.
yeah.
I like Paul Dano.
Um, and then another one I had from House of the Dragon, Paddy Considine, who
He's like
played
the king, right?
yeah, King Viserys. Oh, he's really good in the in the movie, not movie, in the TV show. And like this is it's not really I don't want to actually because you I want you to watch it, so I don't want to spoil anything, but he's like there's basically like a lot of controversy going on at the time, and like how he handles everything is very interesting.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, I'm gonna
Basically,
check it out at some point. I'm only on season 2 of Game of Thrones. I haven't
yeah,
watched. I gotta
I'll
get
give you
cracking
like
on it.
because this happens within the first 20 minutes of the show.
Yeah.
Um, so he has only had daughters, and but his wife like is pregnant, and they think they're gonna finally have a son, and she does give birth to the son, but both the wife and the son die in childbirth.
Oh wow.
So he has to choose between naming his brother, which is Matt Damon's character, heir to the throne, or his
Or Matt
daughter,
Matt Smith, you mean,
Matt
right?
Smith. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
Matt. So he ends up, and Matt Smith's character in the show is like very arrogant, like he's like a dickhead. He
Mhm.
always like he gets in trouble and shit, and he names his daughter heir to the throne, and that's like he's the first girl to be ever like king of the like to be named like the heir to the throne of the whatever the kingdom. And it's like a big like controversy, and like it starts this whole thing about like whether it's like legitimate or not, and like that's basically what the show's about.
Yeah, I mean, he seemed like from what I could tell based on like social media discourse, he seemed like he was great in the role.
Yeah,
Everyone
he
a
was
lot of
really
people
good.
loved him. Yeah,
Yeah.
so right. Is that it?
Um,
No, you have like 2 more,
no,
right?
two more. Um, Obviously Brendan Fraser is the whale.
Yeah,
I mean that was pretty, you know, pretty obvious. Yeah.
self-explanatory, yeah.
And then also it's another pretty basic, but Michelle Yeoh was Evelyn Wong.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
was
I
great.
mean, I can't say enough about that movie.
Mhm. So,
Yeah. What about
alright,
you?
yeah, I have a top 5. I just wanna give a couple honorable mentions though because there's a lot that I love this year. Um, it's a weird one, but Daniel Radcliffe as Weird Al, he was amazing
Oh,
in
I
that.
heard that was yeah.
Kate Blanchett in Tar was great, even though I didn't really like the movie. She was great. Michelle Yeoh, she didn't make my top 5, but amazing performance. Ralph Fiennes in The Menu, I wanted to mention as the chef, he was great.
Oh yeah.
And Colin Farrell in Banshees. Those are like honorable mentions, but
Yeah.
my top 5. This one is going to be controversial, but 5th was Anna de Armas in Blonde as Marilyn Monroe. The
Mhm.
movie itself wasn't great. People hated it, but there's not. I haven't seen anyone that like said her performance was bad. I thought she was amazing, and she perfectly embodied what Marilyn was. At least based, I obviously I don't know, but at least
Yeah.
based on what I've seen, and I thought she was fantastic in the movie. So yeah, number 4, Alexander Skarsgård in The Northman.
Yeah.
He was like we said, like he was brutal. He was, he was a force, and he really embodied that character. That he had to bulk up to become a beast
Yeah.
in order to. I think his name's Amleth in it, right? Something like that. But
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
Something
anyways,
like that.
number 3, Austin Butler as Elvis. Another one completely
Oh, that's another
engrossing
really good one.
himself
Yeah.
in the character. Not only did he look the part, he sounded the part, as we can tell, that he still talks like Elvis
Yeah.
now. But I was blown away by his performance. I thought he was fantastic, and the singing too was great in the movie. You really
Oh
like that
yeah.
movie too, even though that didn't crack your top 10, right? But
What?
Elvis,
Yeah. Elvis was great. I like the all hell was very like flashy and in your face.
yeah. But I feel like a lot of people aren't gonna like his performance, but I thought he was great. Um, but yeah, number 2, Mia Goth in Pearl. She was good in
Yeah.
X too, but Pearl was where she really shined, and I hope she gets the Best Actor's nom, but I really doubt
She's
it.
definitely not. Yeah. I would love her though. To love her to get it though.
Yeah, and you already talked about it. And we also talked about Pearl in an episode too. So,
Yeah.
and my number 1 this year was Brendan Fraser in The Whale as Charlie. Just completely becomes the character. He's Charlie. He's not Brendan Fraser, and it's such a heartbreaking performance. Um, in such a great film. You know, I love that people are saying like the Renaissance because he's coming back,
Yeah.
and based on interviews that I've seen, he seems like such a great guy, and I'm glad that he was able to redefine his career at this point in his life.
He's in was it Killers of the Sacred
Pillars of the Flower Moon.
Flower Moon? I'm sorry. Yeah, he's in. I didn't realize he was gonna be in that.
So I think he actually has a shot of Best Actor at the Oscars,
Yeah,
but
he does. Yeah. Did you know?
hopefully
Wait,
he wins.
did you see that thing that came out today? Like originally, when Tom Ford was gonna direct The Whale, James Corden was like gonna play him.
Well, once they make the Whale multiverse saga, then we can have the two different Charlies, the
Yeah.
James Corden one and
Like
Brendan
that
Fraser one.
arguably like if hit like because I mean Brendan Fraser, it's like a he's probably gonna win like best actor.
We'll see.
But
I mean,
we arguably could have had like one of the worst performances ever in that movie.
you think if Corden was Charlie, it would
Yeah,
have been the
what's that thing
worst.
like that they get when it's like a horrible performance? What's it called?
Razzies,
A Razzie. Yeah, he definitely would have got a Razzie. I'm looking at
yeah.
his like. I don't think he's in like one good movie. I'm actually looking at it right now.
James Corden.
Yeah,
I don't even know what movie he's in. I know he's in like that Cinderella movie, I think. But
he's in Into the Woods, Ocean's
uh,
8.
Into the Woods is like a musical, so that makes sense. I think he's in
Yes,
Cats, right? Or no?
yeah, he's in Cats. He's in the Three Musketeers. The fuck is this? A lot of animated movies.
The Emoji Movie. That seems.
Yeah,
I've never seen it, but that seems like a great film, honestly.
yeah. He's in
Gulliver's
Trolls.
Travel. You know that movie Gulliver's Travels?
Oh yeah, with
Y-
Jack Black.
Yeah, Emily Blunt's in that, and she turned down playing Black Widow to be in that movie.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Why?
Because she didn't. This was for Iron Man 2, so she didn't know like how much money was gonna be
Yeah,
in this, you know. And so yeah, she could have been the Black Widow. That would have been crazy. That's why I think she like low key hates on Marvel all the time because she's salty that she got on the role. She was the first choice for Black Widow
I mean, it's like not like why is she angry at them? She's the one that turned it down.
because she's kind of like salty. She's like, oh, like I wouldn't want to be in a Marvel
Yeah,
movie anyway or whatever. But yeah, anyways, we're getting off topic.
yeah,
That was our year in review. I mean, I kind of want to hear what other people think, so you guys could
yeah.
reach out and let us know what you think of our lists. Um, but yeah, it was a great year for movies,
For
and this
movies,
year is
yeah.
going to be great too. There's a
Yeah,
lot that I'm looking forward to. So
yeah. You know what I was thinking about?
what?
We don't have any superhero movies in our top 5,
I know.
considering
Well,
we're pretty
well,
big, like, superhero, like
the Batman,
oh, yeah, true. Never mind.
but still, that's more of like that's not a typical action superhero movie.
Yeah,
So
like, that's, like, a really well-made movie.
yeah. But all right, let's get into our fun little segment for the holidays. We watched Elf,
Yeah.
and it's directed by John Favreau. I'm sure everyone's seen Elf, so like I don't really
Yeah.
gotta do an introduction. But Will Ferrell as Buddy gets adopted by Santa and is raised among the elves. And
Then travels to New York to see his father.
yeah, so it actually surprisingly held up really well
Yeah.
on a rewatch.
Like, I like the honestly, one of the most enjoyable moments in the movie for me was, like, when he just gets dropped off in New York and, like, just, like, interacting with people, and I didn't know this, I was reading, John Favreau, like, just made him, like, improvise, and, like, he just went around, like, New York City and was like, "Alright, like, interact with these people," or, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's honestly the best way to do it.
Yeah, yeah.
There's so many iconic scenes. Him taking the gum off the thing,
Him, like, with
him
the best coffee, world's
yes,
best coffee.
spinning around
Yeah.
in the revolving door.
It's, like,
And this
exactly how, like, if you were a kid, you would act in as an adult, like, in that, you know what I mean?
yeah, I think this is Will Ferrell's best role. It's up there.
Yeah. And,
Up
like
there. I mean, what else is there? Like Step Brothers, maybe Anchorman.
yeah, maybe, yeah. Probably Elf, honestly. Now I think
Yeah.
about it.
This is kind of like a random point, but I actually really loved how the North Pole looked. How it kind of looked like claymation a little bit, and there was like all these like the houses looked like toys, kind of.
Do you think it was like paying homage to like those older Christmas movies
Yeah, I
that are
think it
made in that
was.
style? Yeah.
Yeah, like the Rudolph
Yeah.
claymation movie, and or not claymation, but stop motion.
Stop motion, yeah.
Um, but yeah, I liked how the North Pole looked.
Yeah.
I
No,
also
it's
I like the setting. Just him being in New York
New York,
is a
yeah.
great choice.
I feel like we
And
don't realize it because we live in New York. I didn't mean to cut you off, but
I agree.
um, like New York is like synonymous with Christmas. Like people,
Yeah,
I didn't like we don't. I think we don't realize it just because we live here. So like we're used to New York all year. But like like when you think of Christmas, a lot of people think of New York, especially like the tree and like the Macy's store and shit.
yeah, definitely. Yeah,
Yeah,
you're right. It's not something that we really think about just because
we
New York.
we live here. Yeah,
Yeah, it's like we're in New York all the time. Like I'm in the city. Like well, at least when I'm at school, I'm always in the city like once a
yeah.
week or something. You know, people like travel across the world to come
Come to
here.
here. Yeah.
So yeah, kind of like how
But
Buddy traveled across
we
the
talk
world to get
absolutely.
there.
The what do you say the
This-
land, the
he-
swirly girl, whatever the fuck it was.
Yeah, yeah. That was actually funny when he's like, the land of swirly, durly gumdrops. And then I went in the Lincoln Tunnel. Like that was funny. A lot of the humor actually held up because
Held up,
the
yeah.
writing was good. Like they
Yeah.
wrote good jokes. That and there's a lot of stuff that you pick up on when you're an adult compared to watching this as a kid.
Yeah, yeah. Like one thing, like the when he goes in the bathroom to like sing with her.
Yeah,
Like I didn't realize you don't realize how like fucking creepy. Like it's I you know it's like more of an adult joke. But when you're a kid, you don't like understand. Like you just like think it's funny that he's just saying like he just
yeah. I actually liked that the manager of the Santa store,
Oh yeah,
he
yeah,
was good.
yeah. I like
Um,
how he tackles the other Santa when he starts breaking all the Legos and
yeah,
shit.
that scene I feel like was the one that and obviously like the Peter Dinklage scene are the ones that
As
I
a kid
remember a
when I
lot
thought as
from
a
a kid.
kid.
Like
Yeah.
I remember that line where he's like, "That's not Santa. He smells like beef and cheese" or something. For some reason, I always remember that line that he says. I feel like we watched this so much growing up,
Yeah.
honestly.
I feel like you'd
Um,
watch it like after Thanksgiving a lot.
yeah,
Yeah.
I remember booting up the Elf DVD and
Yeah.
inserting it.
Back in the day.
I'm trying to think of other funny moments that were in there. Obviously, like the spaghetti scene is iconic.
Yeah.
Um, let me think. The mailroom was funny. Like we didn't understand really when he was like, "Oh, I love syrup in my coffee," but he's actually like pouring alcohol into his
Yeah.
coffee.
And then he
When
gets
we were,
hammered. I didn't even
yeah,
realize that as a kid. Yeah. I thought it was just like syrup.
yeah, when we were, that scene was funny. He starts like
Yeah.
dancing in the
Dancing.
mailroom
It's
and
like we have
stuff.
a situation in the mailroom.
Yeah. Um, the guy who plays his father is really good too. I actually really like him.
What is he in?
I think he's in The Godfather. I'm pretty
Really?
sure. I think so. Hold on, I want to go because he's like a really famous actor. I think.
I'm gonna look it up. Here, wait. Yeah, he's in The Godfather.
Oh yeah, he's in Misery. That's another one that he's known for. But yeah, he's like a really well
Oh, I
known
didn't know
actor.
he's in Misery. I read that book.
He's like the guy. He's the author.
Yeah, I know. Like he gets like his car breaks down in the snow and then like that lady wants him to finish the book.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, man, I didn't even realize this cast is stacked.
What for Misery?
Yeah.
I could be wrong on this, but I'm pretty sure Kathy Bates.
Yeah, she plays the woman that
She
kidnaps
won
him.
an. I'm pretty sure she won the Oscar for best performance,
Really? I mean, I wouldn't be
or not
surprised.
best performance, but whatever. What is it called?
Yeah. What?
Best actor,
Actress?
best actress.
Best lead
Which
actress?
it kind of gives hope for Pearl a little bit, where it's like this small horror movie that the lead
Yeah.
actress wins. You know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I doubt Pro will win. But anyway, this is getting off topic. But yeah, I thought his dad is great as a character. Um, and then Zoe Deschanel, she's like another one that watching movies as a kid, where it's like you realize, all right, yeah, like
Yeah.
I like women. You know,
Yeah.
I always remember like really like having a crush on her when I was like a little kid. And
Nah, you know who I had a crush on when I was a kid?
who?
Fucking what the hell's her name? From Scooby Doo.
Which one?
Fuck.
Velma?
She would Velma, yeah, dude. There was like that scene where she comes out in like the latex dress in the second one. It's like she's trying to impress that guy.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
You got hyped when she came out? Dude,
yeah.
you know that's what's her face?
That's
She plays
Hawkeye's wife. Yeah.
yeah, I forget her name. I actually like her though. Um,
Yeah, no, she was. Yeah.
but yeah, now we're getting off topic. I
Yeah.
forgot Zoe was blonde in this. She's never usually blonde in anything. She always has dark hair.
Yeah.
She's great though. I really like her as an actress, and she doesn't really do much though nowadays because she kind of got stuck up with a New Girl. She was doing that for a
Yeah.
while, so she hasn't really been in films. But she was good in this. I liked her.
Yeah.
I like the son, and I think the Santa was well cast. Also,
Yeah.
trying
Who
to
plays
think.
you, Santa?
I forget his name, but yeah, I thought Dinklage was actually pretty good in this too. I thought he was funny, and he's like a really good serious actor.
Yeah.
But I don't know, he just played a good funny role in this. And like I
Yeah.
said before, I feel like that scene sticks out the most, maybe to most people. Also, another scene. Remember the Jack in the Box scene?
Oh yeah.
I
When they
remember
squeeze the
that.
shit out of him there.
Yeah. Um. Also, another thing that was funny. I don't know if you noticed this, but when they had like the elf sighting on the TV, like his movements and how he walks is the exact
Oh, is it
movements
that
of
I
the
know
Bigfoot.
that Bigfoot? Yeah, no, I
I
know. I
thought
actually,
that was
yeah,
super smart and just like
yeah,
something funny sprinkled in that like you
yeah.
wouldn't necessarily pick up on. It's like such a
There's like I know exactly. There's like a video, like an alleged video of Bigfoot walking, and it's like like the way his arms move, like it's like exactly like he moves in the video.
yeah, I thought that was hysterical, and it's like
Yeah.
such a small thing.
Yeah.
Um, you need some coffee over there, bro.
Yeah, dude. You know my night schedule. I run on fumes.
Yeah, but anyways, John, and then John Favreau kind of got Not I don't know if he got famous off this, but this was
But
one of
this
his
is like,
earlier
yeah.
films, and now he's
He doesn't
like,
really direct much now, right?
I mean, he oversees a lot of stuff. I think he produces a lot.
Oh, actually, he's the Mandalorian's like, oh, he's like kind of leads the whole like Star Wars quarter of the TV shows.
Yeah, I think the last thing he directed was The Lion King, maybe the live action one,
Yeah.
which I haven't seen, but it made a shit ton of money.
Didn't he do like he does some on Netflix like about a chef? I heard that
Oh
was
yeah,
good.
it's a movie called Chef. Um, yeah, and he's great. I guess he was kind of discovered through that. I didn't really put two and two together that he directed Elf. You know,
Yeah. It's like
it,
not something you'd expect from him. Did he write it too?
let me see. I think he did. I'll check. Let's see. Nah, he didn't apparently.
No.
Some random guy.
Interesting.
But yeah, I feel like I like watching Elf because it kind of gets me in the Christmas
The
mood.
Christmas spirit, yeah.
It's good to like because a lot of the Christmas spirit is lost as you grow up.
I guess older, yeah.
But
No,
seeing
I
stuff
know.
like that that you love so much as a kid always helps.
Makes you feel, yeah.
Um, but yeah, that's really it. I don't know. It's kind of there's not much to dissect with Elf.
About it, yeah. It's a pretty simple
I guess I'll just
premise.
favorite character, obviously Buddy, and then
Buddy, yeah.
favorite scene is I'm trying to think. I guess
Probably
the midget, the elf, whatever.
yeah.
When he attacks Peter Dinklage. I'm sorry, I don't know if midget is the correct term. I don't know what's the correct terminology
Oh,
nowadays
for
for someone with
somebody who's
dwarfism,
I don't know. I honestly don't know
but I don't mean that in an offensive way.
yeah.
If there's anyone with dwarfism that's listening right now, I'm sorry if I offended you.
Yeah.
But all right, yeah. I don't know what your favorite
Yeah.
scene was though.
Probably him and when he comes to New York.
Yeah. That was a good one. There's just so many scenes that you could choose from in this.
Yeah.
When they're jumping around through all the mattresses and stuff.
Yeah.
Um, when Santa gets attacked, there's so many. But yeah, I gave this a 4 star though, which kind of surprised me going in. I didn't think
Yeah,
I would like it this much.
I gave it 3.5. I mean, I still like really enjoyed it, but
Yeah, it is a bit childish, you know.
yeah. Something actually, I mean, this is a rumor. It just broke on Twitter. Um, but apparently the villain of Secret Wars is gonna be the Beyonder, which I don't really know who that is.
Breaking news. I don't
Well,
know.
it's not. It's like one of those like uh, what's her name? No, it's not that girl. I'm sorry. This guy Film Odyssey, but he's like followed by most of the.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's gonna be Beyonder, and it's gonna be like a variant of Kang. But I don't know anything about the Beyonder. I don't even know who
Neither
that
do
is.
I. But yeah, there's some random Marvel tea sprinkled
Yeah,
in. Um, but yeah, I guess let's move on to this Q&A
yeah.
because I think we got a few questions this week. Let's see. Let's see what we got. Um, from at Sid Madison, top 5 best Christmas movies. Let me just
Didn't we
think off
get
the
this
top of my head.
question?
I don't think so. I don't.
No,
We didn't say our top 5 best Christmas movies ever. I don't think.
probably
Let me think. Elf,
Elf and
Grinch,
The Grinch.
mm, The Santa Claus with Tim
No,
Allen.
I don't really like those.
That's
Probably
not in there.
The Year Without a Santa Claus, Rudolph.
I would toss Rudolph in there. Yeah.
I gotta look it up, dude. This is kind of hard.
Yeah, I'm trying to just think off the top of my head. I mean, The
Look
Grinch,
up.
I feel like is probably my favorite. Because I like Jim Carrey a lot.
Krampus.
Um,
No, it's good.
Krampus.
I actually want to see that movie.
Morbius is a Christmas movie,
It's a
technically.
Christmas. Would you consider The Nightmare Before Christmas a Christmas movie?
I feel like it's
I
more
feel like it's
Halloween, but
yeah. I like
I would toss it on there though.
I
We'll toss it.
associate that more with Halloween.
I mean, A Christmas Story is a good one.
Yeah. Let's
Uh,
see.
What am I missing? There's got to be more. Let me see. I want to give you a good
I
answer.
mean,
That's
A
why.
Wonderful Life is I know a lot of people like.
Yeah. Let's see. Christmas movies. Love Actually. That's a good one.
What is it?
It's like some rom com that takes place during Christmas. The
But is
Holiday.
A Little Woman is a Christmas movie?
I wouldn't think so, honestly.
I don't know why it's going on.
Mm, let's see. Arthur Christmas. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm sorry, this is kind of a bad answer for you, but I would just my top are Elf, The Grinch, and probably Rudolph. Those are my top.
Yeah, I can't really think of any.
But yeah, thanks for. Oh, Home Alone, dude. How am I forgetting that?
Oh yeah, yeah.
And Polar Express. There's
Oh
my
yeah, what
five.
the fuck? Yeah.
Polar Express, Home Alone, Grinch, Elf,
Elf,
Rudolph.
Rudolph.
No particular order.
Yeah.
So yeah,
March of the Wooden Toy Soldiers, another one.
yeah. March of Black Adam and Morbius.
You have to put that poll up.
I will, yeah. Um, all right, Sid, thanks for the question. And then this is a question that we saw before and we kind of prepared for. This is
Yeah.
from at eMerrick33, Emily. What's your dream cast for Knives Out 3? I wrote these down. I'll go first.
Yeah.
And Joe, tell me what you think.
Okay.
So the big star of it will be for me Adam Driver. He's been
Hmm.
in a Ryan Johnson movie before, so it's not out of the realm of possibility. He was in The Last Jedi.
Yeah.
So Adam Driver. Natalie Portman, Willem
Mhm.
Dafoe, Thomasin McKenzie. I don't know if you know her. She's the girl from
Yeah.
Jojo Rabbit.
Oh, okay.
Lupita Nyong'o, Jermaine Clement.
Is that?
He's kind of lesser known. He's in Avatar too. He's like one of the whale herder guys.
Okay.
Um, Keira Knightley, John David Washington, and Stephen Ewan. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah. Stephen Ewan, I was actually thinking about putting on mine.
How would
Wait, hold
that?
on a minute. Wait, hold on. Brianna's here.
All right,
Sorry. Mom was supposed to let her in, but she's not answering.
all right. You'll let her in.
Yeah.
I'll chatter about this cast. So Willem, he could just be like some goofy old man kind of vibes, as Willem does. I feel like Thomason would be more of similar to how Anna de Armas was in the first film, sort of like the young, impressionable person. Natalie Portman, I just had to toss her in there because she's my favorite actress, and I think they could figure something out for her. Um, Keira Knightley, I don't know what she's in nowadays, but she's Elizabeth Swann, so she deserves a spot. And John David Washington, after that Suspect Amsterdam performance, he can make his way back with this. And yeah, I don't know if you guys really, a lot of people aren't really going to know Jermaine Clement, I don't think. So I'm going to see what he's in. I know him from What We Do in the Shadows, really, but he is in Avatar too, and that kind of like, when I saw him in that, it kind of inspired me to toss him on this. Hold on. But yeah, he's definitely more of a comedic actor. Let's see What We Do in the Shadows. Let me see what he's in. Oh, apparently he's in Despicable Me. Let's see. And Super Pets. He works with Taika Waititi a lot. So maybe Taika Waititi in the cast too, honestly. Um Stephen Ewan, I just love him. He was great in Nope. So, yeah, I don't know what's going on with Joe over there, but also Lupita, who I mentioned before. She's just a great actress, and that's all. All right, so let me see if I could guess who Joe would have since he's not here. I'm gonna say The Rock. Oh,
Sorry.
you're back?
Yeah. I just heard The Rock.
Yeah, no.
All right.
No.
You want to hear
Yeah,
my guess?
yeah. I was guessing what yours would be, and my first guess was The Rock.
No.
But
I was actually thinking about including The Rock just to piss you off, but what would you do if he actually got like it was like the lead role as The Rock?
bro, there's no shot.
Like,
I
what
don't
would you
even
do
know
if
what I
like
would
he
do.
goes on like an Oscar tour, like he like best performance, like it
I would give
redefines his
then
career.
I would give him credit, but until then, I don't got much to say. All right,
Okay.
let's hear your cast. Go ahead.
So I think I have more people on mine than yours, but I
All
think I
right.
have like 8. So you're not gonna like my first person that I want. Kiki Palmer,
Okay.
which I really like Kiki
No, I
Palmer.
don't mind her. I just didn't like her character in Nope, but
Yeah.
she could. I don't mind her. Go ahead.
Miles Teller,
Hmm.
uh, Mikla Alcock, I think her name is. She plays the young version of. She's a House of Dragon actress. She plays the younger version of one of the characters, but like she was phenomenal. But like it sucked because like they aged them up, so she's not going to be in season 2. But she was really good.
Okay.
Um, Elliot Page. He's from Umbrella Academy, and
Yes.
she's
Has he done anything recently?
I mean he's been good in Umbrella Academy
You watch it?
here and there. I know
Yeah.
like the
Cause
basics
I,
of it,
cause
but
since
I
he,
know
I haven't heard since he transitioned. Like, has he
yeah he
gotten
hasn't really
any
yeah.
really
Some people want him as the Flash. I saw.
too old? I think like
I don't
30
know
something.
how. Oh, he's in 30. Yes, never mind.
Yeah. But
Then I have Viola Davis,
Okay.
Amber Midthunder, which was the actress who played the woman in Prey.
I was actually thinking of tossing her on, I can't lie.
Yeah,
That's a good choice, yeah.
yeah. And then my other two ones are pretty basic: David Harbour and David Kaluuya.
Daniel Kaluuya.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's kinda weird. We had no crossover actors,
yeah.
but
But I mean, we had similar ideas, like
yeah, I feel like this is just fun. You just, like, grab a
yeah, yeah,
ensemble cast.
yeah,
Yeah, maybe we'll post ours, like, on the Instagram and see which ones people like more or
yeah.
something. But yeah, that was a great question, Emily. Thanks for that. Um, we have 2 more questions here. One is from at CPA Mom of 3, again, helping us out with these questions. Do you think Elf was trying to bring awareness to those suffering from autism? I
No,
mean, I feel like
what is that have to I mean, I get
he
it, but,
does
like
act like an autistic person
yeah, but
would.
it's because he's, like, living an elf like, it's because he doesn't know social norms and stuff because he's, like, living with the elves and stuff.
Yeah. I mean, I don't I don't think Buddy had autism
I mean, he
himself.
could've, but, like, I don't think that was, like, the I don't know. I didn't really pick that up from that, but I guess I kinda get it.
Yeah, no, I
But
get it.
no,
I I don't
I
think
don't
I
know.
don't think it's, like, bringing awareness to it, but
Not really.
I think
'Cause, like,
that
somebody with autism wouldn't, like 'cause people, like, especially with overstimulation and I don't mean to get all, like, sciencey and stuff,
nah,
but,
it's okay.
um, people with autism, like, they get very, very sensitive to, like, sound and, like, especially extreme sound and light. Like, they're like, walking around New York City would be a nightmare.
Yeah.
It's very
I could see some parallels just based off, like,
yeah, I guess
missing
just, like
social cues
yeah,
and
social
stuff,
cues, yeah,
but
but, yeah, I don't know.
I
I
don't
didn't
know.
really
It's
pick
an
that up,
it's
but
an interesting point.
yeah,
So, thanks for the question.
yeah.
And then the last one from at sophia.k.ua. With the new year just a couple days away, what are your top 5 anticipated movies in 2023? Well,
We
we went
we
into this in
actually
our last
yeah.
episode, but just
I
off
don't
the
remember
top,
off the top of my I know, like, Barbie, Oppenheimer, Evil Dead Rise, Into the Spider like, oh, what else? Not Into what is it called? Oh, Across the Spider-Verse.
yeah, mine if you want we went in depth on it on the last episode. I put in like a timestamp for when we talk
Yeah,
about our most anticipated. So that's probably if you want to know like more about why we are anticipating it, just go check that out. But
yeah.
mine, I think, were Evil Dead Rise, Scream 6, Poor Things by Yorgos Lanthimos, Beau is Afraid by Ari Aster, and what was my other one? Do you remember?
Hmm,
I feel like it
Evil
was
Dead?
something. I said that. I feel like it was something
Maxine?
random. No, come on. I can't remember. All right,
You said
whatever.
Scream not The Exorcist, right?
No, let me check. Whatever. I'm not gonna be able to remember, but yeah, it's in the last episode, so just go check that out. You could just skip to that part in there, and we talked about it. So, all right, yeah. Thanks for the question, though. Appreciate it. Got a lot of questions this week, so that was
Mm.
fun. All right, so you wanna recommend your movie, Joe, for the next episode?
Yeah, so I was actually between 2 movies, but I ended up picking one because this one's on your watch list and you haven't seen it. So this movie came out in 2016 and was directed by I'm gonna butcher the pronunciation, Hideaki Anno, and
Okay.
it's Shin Godzilla,
Oh,
which
that's
is like
yeah,
the newer which actually they just announced a sequel to, which is supposed to come out next year.
yeah.
Um,
I've heard great things.
yeah, it's 3.8 on Letterboxd.
You've
It's I
seen it?
know I haven't seen it, no, but I'm pretty excited to. It's the guy who did, I mean, you don't watch anime, but Neon Genesis Evangelion, which is like considered one of the best animes ever made.
Oh,
He
okay, that's
directed
cool.
that.
Is it on Netflix?
Shin?
Yeah.
I don't know. Probably not.
All right, but either way,
We'll
I'll
find it.
watch it.
Yeah, so I'm pretty
Yeah.
excited.
All right. Yeah. So that's thanks for recommending that. That's a great one.
Yeah,
Let's see. So next week, so we'll talk about Shin Godzilla, Puss in Boots,
I'm just
and
Meg.
Megan, and hopefully there'll be some more news to talk
Yeah.
about.
Well, we'll have most likely the whole DC slate.
Yeah. All
All
right.
right.
So thanks for listening,
Thank
guys.
you guys.
If you're still hanging around, thanks
Happy New
for
Year.
sticking through. Yeah, have a happy and safe New Year.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's
Yeah.
really it. We'll see you guys in 2 weeks. Bye
Yeah.
bye.
Peace.